Let this sink in for a moment. December 2024 isn't just another month on the calendar. It's a divine appointment. Scientists tell us that avalanches often begin with small shifts, subtle tremors that release massive, unstoppable energy. Sound familiar? That's exactly what's about to unfold in your life. You've sensed it, haven't you? The tension in the air, the quiet before the storm, the feeling that something big, life-changing, is about to happen. But here's the spoiler. This isn't a storm of problems. It's a downpour of blessings so abundant you'll need a spiritual umbrella to catch it all. If you're wondering, why now? Why me? Let me tell you this. The universe has been working overtime, orchestrating this very moment. It's as if everything has been waiting for you to finally believe in yourself. The avalanche is coming. Whether you're ready or not, your life is about to shift. The preparation? Every trial, every moment of doubt, every silent battle, it all served a purpose. Now buckle up, chosen ones. December is about to rain miracles, and you're sitting in the front row of a celestial show unlike anything you've ever seen. Think back to the darkest nights of your life. Those sleepless hours, the betrayals, the rejections. They weren't random. Life wasn't trying to break you. It was forging you. Every painful moment was a tool carving you into someone extraordinary. And extraordinary blessings require extraordinary people. The universe didn't put you through trials to punish you. It was positioning you. You see, the blessings coming your way aren't just a reward. They're a response. A response to your resilience when it felt like the world was against you. A response to the moments you stood firm when giving up seemed easier. Every tear you shed in silence, every time you chose faith over fear, every step you took in darkness, they weren't wasted. They were seeds planted in fertile soil, now ready to bloom. The struggles weren't just external, they were internal, reshaping your mindset, building your resilience, and teaching you patience. What's coming isn't just for your joy. It's cosmic confirmation that everything you endured was worth it. This avalanche of blessings, it's not karma. It's divine correction. It's the universe saying, you've passed the test, and now it's your time. Your energy has shifted profoundly, and whether you've realized it yet or not, you've become magnetic. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It's the culmination of countless intentional choices, choosing to protect your peace when chaos surrounded you, releasing negativity that no longer served you, and realigning your focus on what truly matters. Each decision, each moment of inner work has elevated your vibration, creating a force so powerful it is now pulling blessings into your life with unstoppable momentum. The principle is simple yet profound. Energy attracts energy. The work you've done internally, healing wounds, nurturing faith, building resilience, has begun to manifest externally. For months, perhaps even years, you labored in silence, pouring yourself into personal growth without applause, recognition, or even visible results. It may have felt like nothing was happening, but beneath the surface, everything was shifting. And now, the shift is complete. You've aligned yourself so deeply with abundance that the universe has no choice but to respond. Blessings aren't random, they're drawn to alignment. And here's the beauty of it. You've stopped chasing what was never meant for you, letting go of empty pursuits and dead ends. In doing so, you've created space for what was always destined to find you. That space is now being filled with divine opportunities, meaningful relationships, and life-altering breakthroughs. You've tuned your energy to the frequency of abundance, and now it's broadcasting loud and clear, pulling everything that resonates with your newfound vibration toward you. December 2024 isn't just another month on the calendar. It's the culmination of your alignment, your patience, and your persistence. This is your moment, and the blessings coming your way are just the beginning. Every silent battle you've endured has been a stepping stone, laying the foundation for victories so monumental that they'll echo far beyond your wildest dreams. Those nights when your tears fell unseen, the sacrifices you made that went unappreciated, and the pain you carried alone. They were not in vain. Each moment of struggle was chiseling away at the outdated, the unnecessary, the things that no longer served you. It was shaping you, refining you, and making room for the new. The world may not have noticed your battles, but the victories on the horizon will be impossible to ignore. This isn't about revenge or proving anyone wrong. It's about divine justice. The universe, ever watchful, saw every effort, every ounce of faith you mustered when the odds were stacked against you. And now, it's turning your trials into triumphs. The blessings heading your way aren't just personal rewards. They're living proof of the transformative power of perseverance and faith. For too long, your struggles went unnoticed. But the time has come for your rise to take center stage. Those who doubted you, who overlooked your pain, will have no choice but to witness the magnitude of your success. Not because you're seeking their approval, but because the sheer brilliance of what you're stepping into will leave them awestruck. The silent battles are over, and the loud victories have arrived. This is your season, not just to thrive, but to inspire, to show others what it means to endure and to emerge stronger, brighter, and more radiant than ever before. The time for hiding your strength is over. The world is about to see what resilience, faith, and divine timing can truly accomplish. This avalanche of blessings is not meant to be quiet or understated. It's meant to be loud, overwhelming, and absolutely undeniable. The impact will be so profound that those who doubted you, who whispered behind your back, and who underestimated your potential, will have no choice but to watch in stunned silence. What's about to unfold in your life defies explanation, and that's by design. It's a divine demonstration of what happens when preparation, resilience, and divine favor collide. For too long, your silence was mistaken for weakness. Your humility was misinterpreted as a lack of ambition, and your patience was seen as inaction. What they couldn't see, however, was the foundation you were carefully building in secret. Brick by brick, you fortified your faith, nurtured your dreams, and cultivated a strength that only grows in the unseen places. Now, the blessings that have been quietly stacking up are ready to come crashing down in one unstoppable, breathtaking surge. This isn't about proving anyone wrong or rubbing your success in anyone's face. It's about reclaiming the narrative others tried to write for you. The very qualities they thought disqualified you, your quiet determination, your ability to rise above drama, your unwavering trust in divine timing, are the ones that set you apart. Your rise is not just a personal victory, it's a lesson, a testimony, and a statement. It's proof that doubting a chosen one is always a losing game. The avalanche of blessings will not only lift you higher, but also reveal the truth to everyone watching. Greatness is often cultivated in silence, and when it emerges, it is impossible to ignore. Most people find themselves chasing either wealth or peace, believing that the two are mutually exclusive. Few ever achieve both, but for you, chosen one, December 2024 marks a turning point, a rare and extraordinary moment where financial prosperity and spiritual depth converge. You've spent years building a foundation so strong, so deeply rooted in purpose, that it can now support the immense abundance flowing your way. This season isn't just about material wealth, it's about alignment. Abundance without purpose feels hollow, a fleeting satisfaction that quickly fades. On the other hand, spirituality without stability can leave one feeling isolated, longing for security. But you've mastered both. You've done the inner work, trusted the process, and stayed true to your higher calling. Now, you're stepping into a season where peace and prosperity flow together effortlessly. The financial success coming your way will feel different. It won't bring the anxiety or emptiness that often accompanies chasing material gains. Instead, it will be deeply rooted in your inner peace, guided by divine timing, and overflowing with meaningful purpose. It won't feel like a reward for chasing success. It will feel like a natural byproduct of your alignment with your true self. Your life will soon become undeniable proof that true abundance isn't about sacrificing one for the other. It's about harmonizing both. As you thrive, You will inspire others to redefine what abundance means. They'll look to you and see that wealth and peace are not opposites but complementary forces. Through your example, they'll realize that a life of true prosperity is one where the soul and the bank account are equally full, radiating balance and fulfillment. The loneliness you endured was never meaningless. Though it may have felt like punishment, it was the opposite. It was preparation for the incredible season ahead. Isolation was the universe's way of breaking ties that no longer served you, stripping away everything and everyone that wasn't aligned with your purpose. It wasn't designed to hurt you but to clear the clutter, to make space for something far greater than you could have imagined. In those quiet moments, when the silence felt heavy and the days felt endless, you faced yourself. You confronted your deepest fears, uncovered hidden strengths, and dug into the core of who you truly are. Without distractions, you found clarity. Without the noise of the world, you rediscovered your voice. Toxic relationships fell away, false support revealed itself, and draining environments could no longer hold you. What once felt like abandonment was, in truth, divine intervention, protecting you from pouring your energy into things that weren't meant for your future. Now, the space created by that isolation is being filled. Divine connections, aligned opportunities, and blessings tailor-made for your journey are rushing into your life. The void you once feared has become fertile ground for everything you've been waiting for. This period of isolation wasn't just preparation, it was protection. It shielded you while the universe worked behind the scenes, orchestrating the perfect moment for your breakthrough. As December unfolds, you'll realize that every moment of solitude was worth it. The loneliness wasn't meant to weaken you. It was meant to transform you. Now, as the blessings pour in, you'll see that the quiet season was the foundation for the most abundant and fulfilling chapter of your life. What's about to happen in your life is beyond anything anyone, including you, could have predicted. The transformation will be so astonishing that it will leave people speechless. They'll whisper, wonder, and speculate, trying to piece together how it all came to be. Some will assume you found shortcuts, caught a lucky break, or had help they didn't see. But the truth is simpler and far more profound. This is the work of divine timing, a plan so precise that no human hand could orchestrate it. Every delay you experienced, every closed door that seemed like rejection, every season of waiting, it was all intentional. The universe was never denying you. It was preparing you, waiting for the exact moment when everything would align perfectly. That moment is now. The blessings heading your way will arrive with such speed and magnitude that they'll feel miraculous. What once seemed impossible will unfold effortlessly. Opportunities will appear, breakthroughs will come, and abundance will flow into your life in ways you never expected. People may doubt or envy your success, but none of it will matter. This isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about stepping fully into what has always been meant for you. The timing isn't just perfect, it's protected. No obstacle, no setback, and no outside force can stop what's coming. The groundwork has been laid, the pieces have been moved, and the universe has declared, it is your time. What you're about to receive is not only undeniable, but unstoppable. This is your season, and the blessings about to pour into your life will make it clear to everyone watching that when divine timing aligns, miracles happen. The doubts you've carried, the quiet whispers of insecurity, the nagging fear that you weren't enough, the moments when you questioned if you were on the right path, are about to be completely silenced. The blessings heading your way will provide undeniable evidence that every struggle, every sacrifice, and every leap of faith was worth it. What's coming isn't just a reward. It's a divine validation of your efforts, your resilience, and your unwavering belief in something greater. Every hard decision you made, even when it felt like the world was working against you, will be affirmed. The sleepless nights, the sacrifices no one saw, and the faith you clung to when giving up seemed easier. All of it is about to make sense. The success coming your way will not just uplift your circumstances, it will transform your perspective. It will quiet your inner critic and solidify your confidence in yourself and your purpose. By the end of this season, the doubts that once loomed so large will feel almost laughable. You'll look back and realize they were nothing more than temporary shadows, unable to withstand the light of the blessings now flooding your life. For those who wronged you, the avalanche of blessings heading your way will be nothing short of a spiritual wake-up call. This isn't about revenge or seeking to prove a point. It's about restoring divine balance. The universe has always been aware of every slight, every betrayal, and every moment when you were underestimated. What's about to unfold in your life will serve as undeniable proof that you were never alone, that the universe was always on your side, quietly working to turn every setback into a setup for your rise. The blessings coming your way will speak volumes. They'll make it abundantly clear that no one can touch someone divinely chosen without facing the natural consequences of their actions. This isn't about gloating or wishing ill on anyone. It's about showing the world that integrity, resilience, and faith are always rewarded in due time. For those who doubted you or worked against you, watching your rise will be humbling. It will be a lesson in the power of divine protection and timing, a reminder that when the universe decides to uplift someone, no amount of opposition can stop it. Your blessings will be a testament to the unshakable truth. You are divinely favored. Your blessings aren't just about you. They're a light for others, a testament to what's possible when faith, resilience, and perseverance come together. The abundance flowing into your life will be more than personal rewards. It will serve as proof to those who are struggling that miracles are real and that trusting the process pays off. Your journey, with all its trials and triumphs, will become a powerful example of how alignment with purpose leads to unimaginable breakthroughs. As you rise, others will see in you a reflection of their own potential. Your story will resonate with those who are on the edge of giving up, reminding them that even in the darkest moments, hope is never misplaced. Every step you took in faith, every moment you chose to keep going, will now inspire others to believe that they too can overcome their struggles and step into abundance. You will be living proof of what happens when you refuse to quit, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Your blessings will be a beacon, guiding others to rediscover their strength, their purpose, and their faith in something greater. You are not just receiving, you're inspiring, uplifting, and leading others toward their own transformation. The magnitude of what's coming into your life might feel overwhelming, almost too good to be true. But know this: every bit of it is yours, and you've earned it. The blessings arriving in your life aren't random or accidental. They're the culmination of every challenge you've faced, every tear you've cried, and every moment you chose to persevere when it would have been easier to quit. It's time to let go of any guilt or hesitation about receiving. This flood of blessings isn't a fluke or a stroke of luck. It's the result of your hard work, your faith, and your alignment with divine timing. You've spent years preparing for this moment, whether you realized it or not. The sacrifices you made, the patience you showed, and the inner growth you nurtured have all paved the way for this outpouring of abundance. The universe is rewarding you with more than you could have imagined. Don't shrink back or question whether you deserve it. Embrace it fully with gratitude and joy, knowing that this season of overflow is not just a gift. It's the divine affirmation of all that you are and all you've become. The struggles of December weren't pointless. They were the rain, preparing your life for the avalanche of blessings that is about to pour in. Though the challenges may have felt heavy, inconvenient, or even endless, they served a divine purpose. That rain softened the hard ground, washing away the remnants of doubt, fear, and resistance that could have blocked the abundance heading your way. Without it, the blessings wouldn't have gained the momentum they now carry. Rain often feels like an interruption, but in truth, it's a necessary step in growth and renewal. Every moment of discomfort, every obstacle, and every tear you shed in December was loosening what needed to be released, creating space for what's about to flow into your life. The struggles weren't there to drown you. They were there to prepare you. Now that the rain has passed, the foundation is ready, and the path is clear. The avalanche of blessings will come with such force, abundance, and precision that you'll see how essential the rain truly was. It wasn't there to delay you. It was there to cleanse, to nourish, and to ensure that when the blessings come, they would overflow in ways more powerful than you could have imagined. December 2024 is your moment. The universe has aligned everything for this season of overflow. The trials, the rain, the isolation, all of it was preparation for what's about to unfold. This isn't just a blessing, it's a divine affirmation of your purpose. Step into it boldly. The avalanche is here, and it's everything you've dreamed of and more. If you're ready to witness this transformation, subscribe now and join the family of chosen ones stepping into their destiny. Together, let's rise. God bless you. You're here, right now. Watching this video isn't just a coincidence. This moment wasn't the result of random scrolling or idle curiosity. No, something far greater has brought you here. Call it fate, divine timing, or the whisper of the universe itself. You were meant to find this message, and you're here because you're ready. Ready for what, you might wonder? You're ready to awaken, to tap into a power that has always been within you, waiting to be unleashed. If you've made it this far, let me tell you, it's no accident. You've entered creator mode. But before we go any further, let's clear something up. Who are they? Is it some hidden force watching your every move, orchestrating your life behind the scenes? Some shadowy figure pulling invisible strings? The truth is far more profound. They aren't external beings, and they're not separate from you. They are the universe itself, the energy flowing through all that has been, all that is, and all that will ever be. That's them. The collective consciousness, the infinite intelligence that powers creation itself. And now, they've chosen you. You're here because it's your time to step into your role as a creator. Creator mode is not just a fancy term or a passing concept, it's a transformation. When you step into creator mode, you stop living life passively, as though it's something happening to you. You stop being a victim of circumstance, reacting to external events and forces. Instead, you become the architect of your reality. You take the reins and begin co-creating with the universe itself. Think about it. How often have you felt like life is dragging you down paths you didn't choose? Like you're stuck on autopilot, following routines and patterns that don't align with your deepest dreams or desires. Those feelings of frustration, of being trapped in a life that doesn't reflect who you are, can be overwhelming. But here's the good news. Creator mode changes everything. The moment you adopt this mindset, you cross a powerful threshold. You gain access to the same energy that drives the stars, moves the tides, and sustains all life. This energy, the creative force of the universe, is now available for you to harness. It's not limited to a chosen few. It's there for anyone willing to embrace it. And when you step into creator mode, you begin to channel this energy in alignment with your intentions. But this shift isn't just a gift, it's a challenge. Creator mode requires more than just wishful thinking. It demands responsibility, focus, and trust. You must take ownership of your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions. This isn't always easy. Stepping into creator mode means letting go of old habits, breaking free from limiting beliefs, and facing your fears head-on. Yet, even as you face these challenges, know this. The universe has been preparing you for this moment all along. Every struggle you've endured, every triumph you've celebrated, every heartbreak that left you reeling, they weren't random. These experiences were shaping you and preparing you for this awakening. They were laying the foundation for you to step fully into your role as a creator. When you understand this, something shifts within you. You start to see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities. You begin to approach life with a sense of purpose and empowerment, knowing that every moment, whether joyful or difficult, can be used as fuel for your growth. Creator mode is more than a mindset, it's a way of being. It's an invitation to awaken to your true potential and take part in the infinite dance of creation. The question is, are you ready to accept it? The foundation of creator mode is perception. Most people live with foggy lenses, seeing limitations instead of opportunities. They view obstacles as insurmountable instead of transformative. But stepping into creator mode means flipping that script. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "How can I use this?" Every experience you encounter, no matter how challenging, holds the potential to become a powerful tool for growth. Even the moments that seem like failures or setbacks can serve as stepping stones to something greater. When you step into creator mode, you gain a new perspective, one where nothing in your life is wasted. Every triumph, every trial, every misstep carries valuable lessons, shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Pause for a moment and reflect on your journey. How often do fear or doubt influence your decisions? How often do you hesitate, hold back, or walk away from opportunities because you're afraid of failure or rejection? For many, fear becomes a wall, a force that stops them from taking action. It whispers stories of inadequacy, convincing them to play small. In creator mode, nothing is wasted. Not the pain, not the struggles, and certainly not the failures. Every piece of your journey becomes raw material for building the life you're meant to create. It's not about avoiding challenges, but embracing them as fuel for your growth, purpose, and creativity. Here's the twist. You're not creating in isolation. You're co-creating with the universe. It's a partnership, a dance between your intentions and the energy of all existence. The universe speaks to you in subtle ways, through intuition, synchronicities, and the quiet nudges of inspiration. Have you ever experienced moments where everything seemed to align perfectly? Where the right opportunity or the right person showed up at just the right time? That wasn't luck. It was the universe responding to your energy. When you're in alignment with the flow of the universe, life begins to reflect that harmony back to you. But how can you tell if you're truly in alignment with this flow? The answer is simple. When you're in alignment, things feel effortless. This doesn't mean life becomes devoid of challenges, but rather that you approach those challenges with a sense of calm, clarity, and trust. Instead of feeling stuck, you move forward with ease, knowing that every step is guided by something greater than yourself. In this state, you no longer feel the need to force outcomes or control every detail of your journey. You release the grip of overthinking and let go of the need to know how everything will unfold. Instead, you trust the process because you trust yourself. You understand that the universe is working with you, not against you. This trust creates a powerful feedback loop. The more aligned you are, the more synchronicities you experience. Opportunities seem to flow naturally toward you, and obstacles feel less like barriers and more like temporary stepping stones. Being in alignment isn't about perfection. It's about finding peace within the flow. When you feel this peace, you know you're exactly where you're meant to be, co-creating your reality in harmony with the universe. One of the hardest lessons to embrace in creator mode is learning to let go. Many of us are conditioned to believe that control is the key to success, that if we plan every detail and force reality to conform to our desires, we can achieve anything. But this mindset often leads to frustration, resistance, and burnout. In creator mode, control isn't the goal. Alignment is. You set your intentions with clarity, take inspired action, and then release the need to control the outcome. Letting go doesn't mean giving up or being passive. It means trusting the process. It's the belief that the universe is working with you, even if you can't yet see how everything will unfold. The shift happens when you stop obsessing over the how and instead focus on the why. Why do you want to create what you desire? What is the deeper purpose driving you? When your intentions come from a place of love, authenticity, and service to something greater than yourself, your creative power is magnified. And this is key. When your intentions align with the greater good, your power amplifies. The universe doesn't respond to selfish pursuits or ego-driven goals. But when you create from a place of love, service, and genuine purpose, it will move mountains to support you. What does it truly feel like to be in creator mode? Imagine a state of flow where time melts away. You're so deeply immersed in the act of creating, whether it's a project, a vision, or a new reality, that the outside world fades into the background. In this state, you feel fully alive, completely present, and profoundly connected to something greater than yourself. It's as if you've tapped into an infinite well of energy and inspiration, where every thought and action align perfectly with your purpose. But let's not romanticize it too much. Stepping into creator mode doesn't mean life becomes free of challenges or doubts. You're still human, with all the emotions and uncertainties that come with it. There will be moments when fear whispers in your ear, when doubt clouds your vision, or when the path forward feels hazy. The difference is how you respond. In creator mode, you're equipped with the tools to navigate these moments with grace and resilience. Instead of letting fear paralyze you, you see it for what it truly is, a signal that you're on the brink of growth, stepping into uncharted territory that has the potential to transform you. Fear no longer feels like a barrier. It becomes a companion, one that reminds you that you're moving beyond your comfort zone and into something bigger than you've ever imagined. You face challenges not with dread, but with curiosity and confidence, trusting that they are part of the process, designed to strengthen and refine you. Being in creator mode isn't about perfection or the absence of struggle. It's about embracing the journey with a sense of empowerment, knowing that every step, no matter how uncertain, is leading you closer to your highest potential. The universe doesn't shout or demand your attention. Its messages don't arrive with fanfare or force their way into your consciousness. Instead, the universe speaks softly, in whispers that emerge in moments of stillness and clarity. These subtle signals, a sudden insight, a quiet nudge, or a deep sense of knowing, are always there, waiting to guide you. But here's the challenge. Most people never notice them. Why? Because they're too consumed by the noise of their own minds. Racing thoughts, endless to-do lists, and constant distractions drown out the universe's gentle voice. In the chaos of daily life, the moments when we're truly present, truly still, become rare. To hear the universe's guidance, you must cultivate stillness. This doesn't mean you need to retreat to a mountaintop or spend hours in silent meditation. Stillness can take many forms. A few minutes of mindful breathing, journaling your thoughts, walking in nature, or simply sitting quietly without distractions. The key is to create space for clarity, to allow your mind to settle so that the messages of the universe can rise to the surface. But hearing these messages is only the first step. The most important part is trusting them. Too often, people dismiss their intuition, brushing it off as coincidence or imagination. They second-guess the insights that come to them, letting doubt creep in. In creator mode, doubt is your greatest enemy, and trust is your superpower. When you learn to trust the whispers of the universe, you open yourself to possibilities that logic alone could never uncover. Trust isn't blind faith. It's an inner knowing that the universe is working with you, guiding you toward your highest potential. The more you listen and trust, the more clearly you'll hear, and the more aligned your life will become. Faith is not merely a spiritual concept reserved for certain beliefs or traditions. It is a fundamental cornerstone of creation itself. At its essence, faith is the ability to trust in things unseen, to hold a deep conviction that even when the path ahead seems uncertain, everything is unfolding exactly as it should. It is the quiet assurance that there is a higher order guiding your journey, even if you can't yet see how the pieces fit together. In creator mode, faith becomes your anchor. It is what steadies you when doubt begins to creep in, when challenges arise, and when the road ahead feels shrouded in uncertainty. Faith isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting that the answers will come when the time is right. It's a choice to believe in the unseen forces of the universe, even in the face of obstacles that might seem overwhelming. Faith doesn't make challenges disappear, but it changes how you face them. Instead of feeling paralyzed by fear or consumed by worry, you approach life with a sense of calm and certainty. Faith reminds you that every setback is temporary, every obstacle is a lesson, and every delay has a purpose. Manifestation is not just about thinking positive thoughts and hoping for the best. It's a deliberate process, a science of aligning your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions with your desires. Every thought you think sends out a vibration, and that vibration attracts experiences, people, and circumstances that match its frequency. This principle, often called the law of attraction, explains how your internal world shapes your external reality. However, it's not just about surface-level positivity. Many people misunderstand this, focusing only on thinking happy thoughts while ignoring the deeper layers of their beliefs and emotions. Here's the key. Your thoughts are important, but they're only part of the equation. The universe responds to your energy as a whole. If you're repeating affirmations or visualizing your goals, but deep down you're filled with doubt, fear, or unworthiness, those underlying feelings will dominate your vibration. As a result, you'll attract experiences that reflect those lower energies, even if your conscious mind is focused on positive outcomes. This is why many people struggle with manifestation. They don't address the internal conflicts beneath their desires. To manifest successfully, you need to examine and align your subconscious beliefs. What stories are you telling yourself about what's possible? Do you truly believe you're worthy of what you want? Manifestation isn't just about what you think, it's about how you feel. When your emotions, beliefs, and actions resonate with your desires, you create a powerful frequency that draws them into your reality. The process is as much about clearing inner resistance as it is about projecting outward intention. True manifestation happens when you're in harmony with your desires, both consciously and subconsciously. To manifest consciously, the first step is clarity. You need to be specific about what you want. Vague desires lead to vague results because the universe responds to precision, focus, and intention. Think of it as placing an order at a restaurant. You wouldn't just say, "Bring me some food." You'd describe exactly what you want, trusting it will be delivered. Manifestation works the same way. Take the time to define your desires in detail and be clear about why they matter to you. Once you've clarified your goals, the next step is to embody the feeling of already having them. This is the true secret to manifestation, aligning your emotional state with the reality you want to create. Imagine how you would feel if your desires were already a part of your life. Would you feel joyful, peaceful, abundant, or fulfilled? Generate those emotions now and hold on to them as if your desires are already here. This emotional alignment is what draws your goals into your reality. But here's the catch. You can't fake alignment. If you're struggling to generate these feelings, it's often a sign that deeper inner work is needed. Old fears, limiting beliefs, or doubts might be blocking your energy. Take the time to explore these barriers and release them, whether through reflection, journaling, or healing practices. Clearing these blocks will help you step into the frequency of your desires with authenticity. Remember that manifestation isn't just about thinking and feeling, it's about taking inspired action. When you receive intuitive nudges or guidance, act on them. Trust that the universe will meet you halfway, but you must also move toward your goals with purpose. Manifestation is a partnership between your intention and action, creating the momentum that brings your vision to life. So here's the ultimate question. What are you ready to create? What kind of life are you ready to manifest? The universe is listening. It's ready to co-create with you, to guide and support you every step of the way. But it all begins with a choice. Are you ready to let go of the limitations that no longer serve you? Are you ready to trust the process, step into your power, and embrace the infinite possibilities that await you? This is your moment. This is your awakening. You've been called to this point for a reason. Welcome to Creator Mode. Now go forth and create the life you were always meant to live, a life filled with purpose, joy, and abundance. Thank you for spending this time here with me, for opening your heart and mind to new possibilities. If this message resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. The universe is waiting. Are you ready to take the next step? Let's create together. Most people are too afraid to question their idea of God. We've been conditioned to believe that asking these questions is dangerous, blasphemous even. But the true danger lies in not questioning. It's in blindly accepting a version of spirituality that keeps you in fear, disconnected from your immense inner power. Yet, if you look at the top 1%, those who wield influence, power, and wealth that seem almost supernatural, you'll notice something striking. They understand something profound. God is not an external being you worship. God is the force you use to create, to manifest, to shape your reality. While many believe spirituality is about submission, about hoping and waiting for salvation, the elite know that God is not about waiting. God is about doing. The truth is, the power of God is the power of consciousness. When you truly grasp this, your life will never be the same. Let's strip away the illusions for a moment and confront the truth. The real God isn't a distant figure in the sky or a deity bound by religious doctrine. God is the energy that flows through you, me, and every living thing in existence. This divine force doesn't merely observe creation, it is creation itself. It's the force that animates your body, beats your heart, powers your thoughts, and brings your desires into reality. The top 1%, those who seem to live extraordinary lives of influence, power, and abundance, understand this truth. They don't spend their lives praying to an external deity, passively waiting for miracles to occur. Instead, they become the creators of miracles. By aligning their thoughts, emotions, and actions with intention and clarity, they harness the very power of the universe. They know the secret. The universe doesn't respond to what you want, but to what you are. Think about it. Every great achievement, every life-altering decision, and every dream realized starts with this alignment. These individuals recognize that God is not something separate from them. God is the energy they channel through their beliefs, choices, and actions, shaping reality in ways that others only dream of. So, let me ask you a profound question. When was the last time you truly examined your beliefs about God? Not through the teachings of a church, a preacher, or a sacred text, but within the depths of your own consciousness? Have you dared to ask who or what God truly is for you? Because the moment you do, you'll begin to uncover the immense creative power that has always resided within you, a power waiting to be awakened and unleashed. Here's the problem. Most people have been taught to see God as something separate from themselves, an external force sitting in the heavens deciding their fate. They view the divine as something outside their control, a power they must beg or petition for assistance. This belief fosters a mindset of lack, leaving them feeling powerless and stuck, perpetually waiting for answers, for blessings, for change. It's a way of thinking that keeps them small, disconnected from the vast potential within them. But the top 1%, those who seem to achieve the impossible, who shape their lives with intention, see things differently. They don't perceive God as distant or unattainable. Instead, they recognize the divine as the very energy that flows through them. They understand that this creative force isn't something to plead with, but something to embody. They don't just believe in God, they become the expression of God. And that is the difference. When you embody the divine, you stop waiting for miracles and start creating them. The elite understand that aligning their thoughts, emotions, and actions with this powerful energy allows them to manifest their desires and shape their reality. They know that God is not a force outside of them. It's the life force within, the consciousness that empowers every decision, every creation, and every outcome. The truth is, the divine isn't about separation. It's about connection. It's about realizing that the power you seek is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. When you shift your perspective from one of waiting to one of doing, You step into the role of co-creator with the universe. And when you embody this truth, the limits you once believed in simply fade away. You've probably heard the phrase, "Thoughts become things," but do you truly understand its power? For most, this concept is motivational fluff, but for the top 1%, it's a fundamental law of existence. Every thought you think sends a ripple through the universe. It's like dropping a stone in a pond. The ripples flow outward, shaping your reality in ways you can't always see immediately. The top 1% know that this process is instantaneous. The moment you think something, reality begins to shift. But here's where most people falter. Their thoughts are scattered and contradictory. They think about abundance but simultaneously feel fear and unworthiness. They want success, but believe it's out of reach. These conflicting signals cancel each other out, keeping them stuck in the same loops. The elite think differently. They understand that every thought is a command to the universe. They think deliberately, with laser-like focus, because they know that mastery of the mind is mastery of reality. Here's another secret the top 1% understand. Thoughts alone are not enough to create the life you desire. While thoughts set the intention, emotion is the fuel that powers them. If your thoughts are focused on abundance but your emotions are steeped in fear, doubt, or lack, the universe doesn't respond to your thoughts. It responds to the strongest signal, which is your fear. This is the reason so many people struggle to manifest their desires. They may think positive thoughts, recite affirmations, and visualize success. But if their emotions are misaligned, their energy remains fragmented. It's like trying to steer a ship with the sails set in one direction, but the wind blowing against you. The result? Stagnation and frustration. The elite, however, understand this principle deeply. They don't just think successful thoughts, they feel successful. They cultivate and embody the emotions of wealth, power, confidence, and joy. They feel as though they already have what they desire, and that feeling creates a resonance with the reality they're trying to attract. When their thoughts and emotions align, they generate a magnetic force that pulls their desires toward them with ease. This alignment is the secret to effortless manifestation. Thought without emotion is weak, but when you add emotion, your intentions become charged with energy. The universe recognizes this energetic alignment and mirrors it back to you. It's not about pretending or forcing, it's about authentically stepping into the feeling of already being the person who has achieved what you desire. When you master this, you stop chasing your dreams. They start chasing you. You become a magnet for abundance, and your life begins to reflect the harmony between your thoughts, your emotions, and your deepest intentions. This is the power of alignment. Take a moment to pause and reflect on your emotions. Are they truly aligned with the life you aspire to create? Do they match the energy of abundance, joy, and fulfillment? Or are they steeped in fear, doubt, and limitation? The truth is, your emotions are powerful indicators of your vibrational state, and they directly influence what you attract into your life. If your emotions don't align with your desires, it's time to make a shift. This shift requires more than just positive thinking. It involves training yourself to feel as though your dreams are already a reality. Imagine the life you want. How would it feel to wake up every day in that reality? Would you feel grateful, confident, empowered, or joyful? Those are the emotions you need to embody now, even before your desires manifest physically. By cultivating these feelings intentionally, you send a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. This isn't about faking it. It's about stepping into the emotional frequency of the life you're creating. When your thoughts and emotions are in harmony, you unlock a magnetic power that draws your desires to you naturally and effortlessly. Here's a twist that surprises many. The more you need something, the more you push it away. This is because neediness and desperation come from a place of lack, and lack can only create more lack. When you focus on needing something, you're sending out an energetic signal that you don't have it, and the universe mirrors that signal back to you, reinforcing your experience of not having. The top 1% understand this deeply and have mastered the art of detachment. They don't operate from a place of clinging or desperation. Instead, they set clear intentions, align their thoughts and emotions with their desires, and then let go. They don't obsess over outcomes because they trust that the universe is always working in their favor. For them, detachment isn't about indifference. It's about trusting so completely that they no longer feel the need to control every detail. This is where true power lies. When you let go of the need to force outcomes, you open yourself to receive. Detachment creates space for the universe to deliver in ways that often exceed your expectations. It shifts your energy from fear and doubt to faith and certainty, which is a far more magnetic state. Think of it like planting a seed. You prepare the soil, plant the seed, and water it. But then you step back and trust the natural process of growth. You don't keep digging up the soil to check if it's working. You let it unfold. The same is true for manifesting your desires. Set your intentions, align your emotions, and trust the process. When you embody this balance of clarity and surrender, you tap into a flow of creation that is both effortless and profound. Most people spend their entire lives in a constant state of seeking happiness, success, love, purpose, even God. They chase after these things as though they are distant treasures, hidden somewhere outside of themselves. Yet, despite all their striving, true fulfillment seems elusive. The reason is simple. Seeking is rooted in the belief that what you desire is missing. And when you operate from this belief, you unconsciously reinforce a sense of lack. The top 1%, however, have moved beyond seeking into a state of knowing. They understand a profound truth. Everything they desire is already within them. They don't search for happiness, success, or love because they know they are those things. This shift from seeking to knowing changes everything. When you know that abundance is your natural state, you attract it effortlessly. When you know that love flows from within, you don't chase it, you embody it. When you know that power isn't something external, you recognize it as the energy coursing through you. This mindset of knowing isn't about arrogance, it's about alignment. It's about understanding that you and the universe are not separate. The creative force that made the stars also made you, and it resides within you. When you embody this awareness, you stop chasing and start creating. You become a magnet for everything you desire because you're no longer operating from a place of lack. Instead, you're acting from a deep, unshakable connection to the abundance and love that already exist within you. The secret the elite have mastered is this: fulfillment doesn't come from seeking something outside yourself. It comes from awakening to the truth that you already have it. Once you know this, life stops being a pursuit and becomes a celebration of what you are. Your beliefs are the foundation of your reality. They serve as the blueprint that the universe uses to construct your life. Every thought you hold, every belief you nurture, acts as an instruction to the world around you. If you believe you're unworthy of success, you unconsciously create circumstances that reinforce that belief. On the other hand, if you believe you're unstoppable, you manifest opportunities, resources, and outcomes that align with that conviction. The truth is, what you believe at your core defines the life you live. The top 1% understand this at a profound level. They don't just adopt empowering beliefs, they ensure their beliefs are fully aligned at both the conscious and subconscious levels. They actively identify and dismantle limiting beliefs that keep them stuck, replacing them with ones that support their vision. They understand that beliefs aren't just passive thoughts. They're energetic patterns that influence every action, decision, and result. This alignment is what sets them apart. So, how do you transform your beliefs? Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. Every day, your mind runs internal dialogues, many of which go unnoticed. Are these stories uplifting or limiting? Are they telling you that success is out of reach or that you're capable of achieving anything? Recognize the beliefs that are holding you back. Use proven techniques to reprogram your mind. Tools like visualization, meditation, and affirmations can help install new, empowering beliefs. Visualization allows you to see and feel your desired reality as if it's already yours. Meditation quiets the noise, helping you connect with your higher self. Affirmations repeatedly reinforce positive beliefs, rewiring your subconscious. Embody your new beliefs. True transformation happens when you don't just think empowering thoughts, you live them. Act as if you are already the person who has achieved your goals. Speak, behave, and decide from this elevated mindset. When you align your beliefs with the reality you desire, you unlock a power that can transform your world. The top 1% understand a truth that eludes most. Success is not about occasional bursts of inspiration or motivation. It's about showing up every single day. While many people start strong but give up when progress feels slow, the elite know that consistency is what builds momentum. They embrace the power of steady, disciplined action, understanding that small efforts repeated over time lead to extraordinary results. Think of it like rolling a snowball down a hill. At first, it's tiny, and the progress seems insignificant. But as it keeps rolling, it gathers mass, picks up speed, and eventually becomes an unstoppable force. This is how success works. It's not about grand gestures or monumental changes in a single moment. It's about the compounded effect of consistent effort, no matter how small it may seem at the start. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. In fact, attempting to do so often leads to burnout and frustration. Instead, begin with just one habit, one belief, or one action, and commit to it daily. It could be meditating for 5 minutes, visualizing your goals, journaling, exercising, or dedicating focused time to your craft. What matters most is that you show up, even when it feels insignificant or inconvenient. Over time, this consistency rewires your mind, strengthens your resolve, and builds habits that lead to transformation. Each small act becomes a building block, laying the foundation for the life you desire. The snowball starts to roll, and with patience and perseverance, it becomes unstoppable. Remember, success doesn't come from extraordinary effort once in a while. It's born from ordinary effort practiced consistently. Commit to showing up for yourself every day, and watch as your life begins to shift in extraordinary ways. The ultimate truth the top 1% understand is this: you are the divine in action. You are not separate from God, the universe, or the infinite creative force that shapes reality. You are a unique, living expression of the same power that creates stars, moves oceans, and breathes life into everything. This isn't a concept reserved for mystics or spiritual gurus. It's a truth that resides within every person. The difference is, the elite recognize and embrace it fully. When you accept this truth, your perspective on life transforms. You no longer see yourself as small, powerless, or at the mercy of external forces. Instead, you begin to understand that you are an active participant in the divine process of creation. Every thought you think, every intention you hold, every action you take is an extension of this universal force expressing itself through you. And when you live from this understanding, fear dissolves. Fear can only exist in a state of separation. The illusion that you are disconnected from the source of all power, love, and abundance. But when you realize that you are one with the divine, that the same energy that creates worlds also flows through you, fear loses its grip. There is nothing to fear because you are never truly alone, never without the resources to create the life you desire. This realization brings freedom. You no longer live as a victim of circumstance ruled by doubt or hesitation. Instead, you step into a state of trust, knowing that you have access to the infinite wisdom and power of the universe at all times. The divine isn't just around you, it is within you, waiting to be awakened and expressed. When you embody this truth, life stops being a struggle and becomes a profound act of creation. You stop reacting to life and start creating it, fearlessly and with intention. This is your true nature, the divine in action. The top 1% have unlocked a profound secret. They don't try to control reality, they flow with it. They understand that the universe isn't something to dominate, but to align with. By tapping into the divine power within themselves, they shape their lives not through force or struggle, but through harmony and intentional alignment with universal principles. This is not a gift reserved for the few. It's a truth accessible to anyone willing to embrace it, and that includes you. This shift begins when you stop chasing life and start co-creating with it. The elite know that trying to force outcomes only leads to resistance, while alignment leads to ease and flow. They align their thoughts, emotions, and actions with their desired reality, trusting in the divine process rather than fighting against it. In doing so, they unlock a level of creativity, abundance, and fulfillment that feels almost magical. But it's simply the power of divine alignment in action. Now I'll leave you with this question. Are you ready to stop seeking and start knowing? Are you ready to release fear, doubt, and struggle, and instead step fully into your divine power? Because the moment you decide to embrace this truth, everything changes. The barriers you thought were holding you back begin to dissolve. The limits you believed in fade away. It's time to stop waiting for miracles and start creating them. The power to shape your life has been within you all along, waiting to be realized. All it takes is a willingness to trust in the divine flow, to align with the truth of who you are, and to take action from that place of knowing. The life you've always desired isn't just possible, it's waiting for you to claim it. The question is, will you? You might not realize it, but what I'm about to share could be exactly what you need to hear today. This isn't just another video, it's a divine appointment, carefully orchestrated for this very moment. If you found your way here, it's not by chance. There's a reason you've been drawn to this message. To those who walk with Christ, who know what it means to be chosen, let these words speak to the depths of your soul. And if you're still searching, if you felt uncertain or distant from God, don't turn away. Instead, I invite you to lean in and listen. Open your heart, because what you're about to hear could change everything. There are moments in life when the weight of the world presses so heavily on our shoulders that it feels unbearable. The storms of life rage, the whispers of doubt grow louder, and the shadows of fear and despair threaten to overtake us. Yet, it is precisely in these moments that God's voice speaks, cutting through the chaos with words that carry unmatched power and unshakable assurance. I am God, and I am with you. These words are more than comforting. They are a divine declaration, a promise from the Creator Himself that He is present, always. When we embrace this truth, it doesn't just offer hope, it transforms us. Suddenly our perspective shifts, and the burdens we carry seem lighter. Where anxiety once ruled, God's peace takes over, and the assurance of His love lifts us to heights we could never reach on our own. So today, let's dig deep into the meaning of this promise. Let's explore how God's presence changes everything. Because this truth, that God is with you, is not just a lifeline, it's the foundation of your victory. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and turn on notifications to stay connected to God's Word. And, if this message speaks to your heart, if you feel a stirring in your spirit, take a moment to comment the number 77 below. It's more than just a number. It's a declaration of faith, a symbol that you're ready to embrace what God has prepared for you at this moment. Let's begin this journey of healing and restoration together. Each of us has scars, wounds etched into our hearts from experiences of rejection, disappointment, failure, and betrayal. Some of these wounds are fresh, while others have lingered for years, leaving behind pain that seems impossible to overcome. But listen closely. God sees your pain. He knows every tear you've cried, every silent heartache you've endured, and every burden that has weighed you down. And He promises to heal you. In Psalm 147, verse 3, the Word declares, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. This is not a vague hope. It's a powerful promise. The same God who created the heavens, who set the stars in place and commands the seas, is intimately aware of your suffering. He is not distant or indifferent. He is near, and His desire is to make you whole. But here's the truth. Healing requires action. It requires us to bring our wounds to God, to lay them bare before Him, trusting that He is both willing and able to restore us completely. For some, this might be the hardest step, releasing the pain that has become a part of their identity. But God calls us to something higher. He calls us to restoration. In Jeremiah 30:17, God makes a beautiful and powerful promise. I will restore health to you and heal you of your wounds. God doesn't merely mend what's broken. He goes beyond that. He restores what's been lost. The wounds you've carried, the scars left by rejection, betrayal, or disappointment are not beyond His ability to heal. What pain has stolen? Your joy, your peace, your confidence. God is ready to give back in ways that exceed anything you could imagine. Restoration is at the heart of who God is. He doesn't do partial repairs or temporary fixes. When God restores, He makes things better than they were before. He brings beauty from ashes, strength from weakness, and hope from despair. Think about this. The years you feel were wasted in heartache or hardship are not forgotten. In Joel 2:25, God promises to restore the years that the locusts have eaten. In His hands, nothing is truly lost. Every tear, every pain, every broken dream, He sees it all, and He has the power to redeem it. When God says, I am with you, He's not offering mere comfort or a fleeting reassurance. It's a profound truth that redefines how we face the challenges of life. These words hold the power to transform fear into faith, despair into hope, and weakness into strength. Take in this promise from Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. This isn't just a soothing phrase. It's the declaration of the Almighty. He promises to strengthen you when you feel weak, to help you when you feel helpless, and to hold you steady when you're at risk of falling. These aren't empty words. They're backed by the infinite power of the Creator of heaven and earth. Whatever fire you're walking through right now, whether it's the flames of loss, the pressure of financial struggles, the pain of broken relationships, or the shattering of long-held dreams, know this: God is with you. Consider the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in Daniel 3. These men stood firm in their faith, refusing to bow to a false god, even when threatened with death in a blazing furnace. They were bound and thrown into the fire, but they were not consumed. Instead, a miraculous scene unfolded. A fourth figure appeared with them, one like the Son of God. God's presence didn't just protect them, it declared His power over the fire. And the same is true for you. Whatever trials you're facing, God's presence is your protection. Whatever flames you're walking through, whether it's uncertainty, grief, or fear, God is right there with you. He isn't watching from a distance. He's in the midst of it, sustaining you, shielding you, and walking you through to the other side. Jesus Himself echoes this assurance in John 16:33. In this world, you will have trouble. But take heart, I have overcome the world. Jesus doesn't deny the reality of hardship. Instead, He acknowledges it and then offers something greater: victory. Because He has overcome the world, His victory becomes ours when we trust in Him. No storm is too fierce, no trial too fiery, and no enemy too strong when we stand in the presence of God. No storm is too fierce, no enemy too strong, and no fire too consuming for the presence of God. His presence is your victory, your guarantee that you will not only survive but come out stronger. Hope is the anchor that keeps us steady when the waves of life threaten to overwhelm us. It grounds us when everything feels like it's falling apart, reminding us to hold on even in the darkest moments. But the hope God offers is not like the fleeting, fragile hope the world gives. It's not wishful thinking or blind optimism. It's a solid, unshakable hope, rooted in the faithfulness of His promises and the certainty of His character. In Romans 15:13, we are given this beautiful reminder. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. The word overflow is significant. God doesn't give hope sparingly or in small measures. His hope is abundant, meant to fill every corner of your life and pour out to those around you. But how do we receive this kind of hope? The answer lies in trust. True hope comes from trusting that God is who He says He is, and that His promises are unchanging. It's trusting that even when we don't see the full picture, God is at work, turning every situation for our good and His glory. Consider the story of Joseph in the book of Genesis. His life was a series of trials that would have crushed many: betrayal by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused of a crime, and left to languish in prison. From the outside, it looked as though his life was filled with nothing but hardship and injustice. But Joseph clung to an unshakable hope, a hope grounded in the belief that God was with him and that God's plans for his life were good. Years later, when Joseph stood face to face with his brothers, the same brothers who had betrayed him, he was able to say these powerful words: "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Joseph's hope was not in his circumstances. It was in God's ability to redeem those circumstances for something greater. And God did exactly that. What had been meant for evil, betrayal, slavery, false accusations, became the very path God used to position Joseph to save countless lives. The same is true for you. Whatever trials you are facing today, no matter how overwhelming or painful they may seem, God is working behind the scenes. You may not see it yet, but He is taking what was meant for evil and turning it into something good. Hope in God is not passive, it's active. It's a choice to trust Him even when life feels uncertain. It's holding on to His promises even when circumstances tell you to give up. And it's believing that He is faithful to complete the good work He has begun in your life. So my friends, whatever storm you are facing, trust in Him. Anchor yourself in His promises, just as Joseph did. What was meant to harm you, God will use for good. His plans for you are greater than anything you could imagine, and His hope will sustain you through every trial. Hold on, your story is far from over. Peace is not the absence of trouble, it's the presence of God in the midst of it. This kind of peace isn't about a life free from problems, pain, or storms. Instead, it's about experiencing calm and assurance even when everything around you is uncertain or chaotic. Jesus spoke directly about this kind of peace in John 14:27. "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." The peace Jesus offers is radically different from the fleeting peace of the world. Worldly peace often depends on external circumstances, things going well, problems being solved, or conflicts being resolved. But the peace that Jesus gives is steady and unshakable. It doesn't depend on what's happening around us because it comes from His unchanging presence within us. This peace is available to you today, no matter what you're facing, whether it's uncertainty about the future, heartbreak, financial pressures, or overwhelming responsibilities. God's peace is a gift that can calm your heart and steady your mind. It's the kind of peace that doesn't make sense to the world, but it's real and accessible to all who trust in Him. But how do we access this supernatural peace? The answer is found in Isaiah 26:3. "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." The key to experiencing God's peace is keeping our minds steadfast, focused on Him. When we fix our thoughts on God's promises rather than our problems, when we meditate on His faithfulness instead of our fears, we create space for His peace to take root in our hearts. Trust is the foundation of this peace. Trusting God means believing that He is in control, even when life feels out of control. It means surrendering our worries and choosing to rest in His sovereignty. This doesn't mean denying the reality of your struggles, but it does mean refusing to let anxiety and fear control you. Instead, you choose to place your confidence in the One who is greater than any storm. The Apostle Paul reinforces this truth in Philippians 4:6-7. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Notice the process here. We present our worries to God in prayer, coupled with gratitude for His faithfulness, and in exchange, His peace guards our hearts and minds. This peace isn't temporary or fragile. It's a divine promise that withstands the storms of life because it flows from the unchanging nature of God. Think of the story in Mark 4:35-41, when Jesus and His disciples were caught in a furious storm on the Sea of Galilee. While the disciples were panicking, Jesus was asleep in the boat. When they woke Him, terrified, He rebuked the storm with 3 simple words: "Peace, be still." The wind and waves obeyed Him instantly. This is the peace Jesus offers to you. Just as He calmed the physical storm, He can calm the storms in your heart and mind. And just as He was present with the disciples in their boat, He is present with you now, no matter how fierce the storm may seem. If you feel overwhelmed today, let this truth settle in your spirit. God's peace is not distant or out of reach. It is available to you right now. Fix your mind on Him, trust His promises, and let His peace guard your heart like an anchor in the storm. You are not alone, and His peace will carry you through. At the core of everything God says and does is His love, a love so deep and unchanging that it surpasses all understanding. It's a love so deep, so steadfast, that it surpasses human understanding. This love is not conditional. It's not based on your performance, your achievements, or even your failures. God's love for you flows from who He is, not from what you do. Romans 8:38-39 offers one of the most powerful declarations of this truth. For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height nor depth, nor anything else in all creation, will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord. Think about that for a moment. Absolutely nothing can separate you from God's love. No failure, no mistake, no sin, no fear, no doubt. Nothing. Not even the most painful experiences of life or the darkest attacks from the enemy can distance you from the unfailing love of God. This love is constant. While human love can falter, change, or fade, God's love remains perfect and unshaken. It doesn't waver when you stumble or draw back when you feel unworthy. Even in your weakest, most broken moments, God's love surrounds you completely. It is not earned, and therefore, it cannot be lost. The Bible says in 1 John 4:8, God is love. Love is not merely something God does. It is the essence of who He is. Every action He takes, every word He speaks, flows from His eternal love for you. You may have experienced rejection in your life, perhaps from friends, family, or even those you thought would stand by you. You may carry wounds from people who were supposed to protect and cherish you, but instead caused you pain. But God's love is different. He doesn't abandon, reject, or give up on you. In Deuteronomy 31:6, He promises, I will never leave you nor forsake you. His love is a shelter, a refuge, and a foundation you can rely on no matter what. It's a love that seeks you out even when you feel unworthy, pulls you close when you feel distant, and lifts you up when you feel defeated. If you're wondering whether you've gone too far or made too many mistakes to receive God's love, Hear this. You haven't. His love reaches into the deepest valleys and darkest places to bring you back into his embrace. Jeremiah 31:3 reminds us, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. God's love is everlasting. It has no end. It's a love that was demonstrated in the ultimate act of sacrifice when Jesus laid down his life for you. So today, let this truth sink deeply into your heart. You are loved, not because of what you've done, but because of who God is. His love for you is greater than anything in this world, and it will never fail. Rest in that love, knowing it is the foundation of all he does for you. Chosen one, as you journey through life, hold this truth close to your heart. You are never alone. God is with you. In every season, whether you're celebrating victories or enduring hardships, his presence remains constant. He is not a distant observer, but an ever-present helper, standing with you through every challenge and triumph. He is your healer, mending the wounds of your heart and restoring what was lost. He is your provider, meeting your needs in ways that exceed your expectations. He is your protector, shielding you from harm even when you don't realize it. And he is your peace, calming the storms within and around you, bringing stillness to the chaos. When you feel overwhelmed by life's burdens, too weary to take another step, know this: God carries you. His strength is made perfect in your weakness, and his love surrounds you even in the darkest moments. Let these words be the anchor for your soul. I am God, and I am with you. This promise is your foundation, your refuge, and your hope. It reminds you that no matter what lies ahead, you are never forsaken. Now let us turn our hearts to him in prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you in awe of your love and power. You are the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Lord, we lift up every broken heart and weary soul listening to this message. May they feel your presence and know that you are with them. Heal their wounds, restore their hope, and fill them with peace that surpasses all understanding. Let your love ignite a fire in their hearts that cannot be quenched. We declare your promise. When we pass through the waters, you are with us. When we walk through the fire, we will not be burned. Lord, thank you for being our refuge, our strength, and our unshakable hope. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. If this message has touched your heart, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Together, we can spread God's word and bring hope to the world. Chosen ones, what I'm about to share may catch you off guard. But know this: it is no accident that you're encountering this message at this precise moment. God's hand has guided you here because something extraordinary is stirring in your life. A profound transformation is unfolding within you, a shift from merely wanting to having. Yes, you heard that right. Those heartfelt prayers, those deep-seated hopes, and those dreams that once seemed distant are no longer just aspirations floating in the future. They are now stepping into the realm of your reality. This is not just a shift in mindset. It is a deep, spiritual, and energetic realignment. As one of God's chosen, you are about to witness things in your life aligning with such grace and speed that you will be left in awe. However, stepping fully into the blessings that God has prepared for you requires understanding how this shift works. It's about aligning your heart and soul with the divine so you can embrace the fullness of your purpose and desires. If you are truly among the chosen, you will feel drawn to this message. Something deep within your spirit will resonate, confirming that this truth is meant for you. And those who stay until the end, those who hold this truth close, will see their lives change in ways they once only dreamed of. Chosen ones, let's begin this journey by exploring the profound essence of desire. Desire is not just a fleeting wish or a casual thought. It is a sacred awareness of the gap between where you are and where you feel divinely destined to be. This gap is not merely a mental or emotional experience. It is a spiritual realization. Desire is, at its core, a signal from God. It reflects a divine understanding that you were created for more purpose, more growth, and more fulfillment. It is an internal call to step into the extraordinary, to embrace the next chapter of your story. Yet with this call often comes a stirring in the heart, a longing, an ache that something essential is just out of reach. You may be praying for a deeper love, financial provision, career success, or inner peace. Whatever your desire, it represents the sacred tension between your current reality and the divine destiny that awaits you. Desire, if misunderstood, can sometimes overwhelm us. It can fill us with frustration, impatience, or even doubt. But here's the truth. Desire is not a burden or a weakness. It is a divine spark, igniting the fires of creation within you. The Bible illustrates this beautifully in the story of Hannah in 1 Samuel. She longed for a child with such intensity that her prayers moved her to the temple, where she poured out her heart to God. Her desire was not a flaw. It was the very force that drew her into a covenant with God. Through her faith, she was blessed with Samuel, who became a prophet. Could your desires be more than mere yearnings? Could they be sacred signals guiding you into deeper alignment with God's divine plan for your life? Consider this. Every frustration, every hope, and every dream planted in your heart may carry a purpose far greater than you currently understand. These feelings may not be random. They could be part of God's intricate design, drawing you closer to the life He has prepared for you. Frustration, while uncomfortable, often serves as a catalyst for growth. It can push you to seek solutions, take bold steps, and lean on God for wisdom and direction. Hope, on the other hand, is a powerful force that keeps your heart anchored, reminding you that the story isn't over and that God is still working behind the scenes. Dreams, those vivid visions of what could be, might be God whispering to your spirit, awakening within you a hunger for the extraordinary life He's designed. Without desire, transformation would remain stagnant. Desire is the spark that ignites change, the holy discontent that calls you out of complacency and into action. It is through your longings that God stirs your soul, reminding you that you were made for more, for greater purpose, fulfillment, and joy. Think of Moses, whose desire to free his people burned so deeply that he left his comfort behind to answer God's call. Or consider Nehemiah, whose frustration over Jerusalem's broken walls propelled him into leadership and restoration. In each case, God used their desires to awaken something profound within them, guiding them to fulfill His plan. So ask yourself, what might God be using your own desires to awaken within you? How might He be using them to refine your character, deepen your faith, and guide you closer to Him? Now let's explore the powerful transformation that occurs when you shift from wanting to having. When you remain in a state of wanting, you inadvertently affirm lack. Each time you say, "I want this," or "I need that," you send a signal that what you desire is beyond your reach. This creates a cycle of longing, where fulfillment feels perpetually out of grasp. The Bible offers us guidance here. In Matthew 6:8, we are reminded, "Your Father knows what you need before you ask Him." When you focus on lack, you overlook the profound truth that God already knows your desires and has a plan for them. But what if, instead of yearning, you believe that your prayers were already answered? Jesus tells us in Mark 11:24, "Whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." This verse is not merely about asking. It's about embodying a faith so deep and certain that you live as if your desires are already unfolding before you. Faith like this doesn't wait for evidence. It doesn't require visible proof or immediate results. Instead, it stands firm in the conviction that God's promises are true and His timing is perfect. This shift in perspective is transformative. When you move from longing to receiving, you no longer dwell in a mindset of lack or incompleteness. Instead, you embrace the energy of abundance and fulfillment, aligning yourself with God's will and timing. This transformation is not passive. It's a dynamic, active step into your divine role as a co-creator with God. When you truly believe that your prayers are being answered, your actions, thoughts, and emotions begin to align with that belief. You prepare for the blessings, creating space in your heart and life to receive them. When you make this shift, you transform from yearning to believing, unlocks the divine flow of blessings and positions you to receive them fully and joyfully. One of the greatest challenges in life is learning to trust in divine timing. In a fast-paced world that celebrates instant gratification, waiting often feels like a burden too heavy to bear. Delays can stir anxiety, doubts can creep in, and the desire to control outcomes can grow overwhelming. Yet Scripture provides a profound reminder in Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. These words invite us to step back and see life from a higher perspective, God's perspective. God's timing is not bound by human expectations or schedules. While we may view waiting as wasted time, He sees it as preparation. Like a master craftsman, God weaves the events of our lives with intricate care, ensuring every moment aligns with His perfect plan. But trusting in that timing requires a shift in mindset, from striving for control to surrendering in faith. When you trust divine timing, you release the need to dictate when or how your hopes and dreams will come to pass. Instead of clinging to anxiety, you embrace peace. Instead of dwelling on doubt, you lean into trust. This surrender doesn't mean passivity. It means acknowledging that God's wisdom far exceeds our own. His delays are not denials, but are often the very moments He uses to shape us, strengthen us, and prepare us for what lies ahead. Consider the relief that comes when you believe every step, even the setbacks, serves a divine purpose. The closed doors, the unexpected detours, the prolonged seasons of waiting, they are all pieces of a larger puzzle that only God can see. Imagine the freedom of releasing your worries and resting in the assurance that He is never early, never late, but always perfectly on time. So what would happen if you fully embraced this trust? You would find a profound peace that surpasses understanding, a joy that no delay could steal, and a hope that anchors your soul even in uncertain seasons. Trusting divine timing doesn't mean you won't face moments of doubt, but it does mean those moments won't define you. As you wait, remember this: God is not slow in fulfilling His promises. He is purposeful, and in His perfect time, everything will fall into place, not just as you imagined, but infinitely better. Faith is one of the most powerful forces in the human experience, a bridge that spans the gap between where you are and where you long to be. It is more than wishful thinking or fleeting hope. Faith is an active, unshakable conviction that what you desire is not just possible, but already taking shape, even when you cannot yet see it. The Bible captures the essence of faith in Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. These words reveal that faith isn't abstract or intangible. It has substance, it carries weight and power. Faith allows you to embody the feeling of having, even when your physical reality hasn't yet aligned with your vision. When you move in faith, your inner dialogue shifts. Instead of saying, "I hope this happens," you begin to declare, "I believe it is already happening." Faith transforms "I want" into "I have." This shift in mindset is crucial because it aligns your thoughts and emotions with your desires. Your heart begins to rest in assurance, no longer striving out of desperation, but moving forward in trust and confidence. However, faith is not passive. It requires movement. The Apostle James reminds us in James 2:26 that faith without works is dead. True faith compels action, steps that reflect your belief in the unseen. If you truly believe your dreams are on their way, your actions will naturally align with that belief. It may mean preparing for opportunities before they arise, investing time or energy into your goals, or simply showing gratitude in advance for what is yet to come. Imagine planting a seed in the ground. While you cannot immediately see the seed grow, you water it daily, trusting that it will sprout and flourish. Your faith in its growth motivates your actions. You don't just wait passively, you nurture it. Faith in your own life works the same way. It inspires you to take steps, even small ones, that move you closer to your vision. But let's be honest, faith isn't always easy. There will be moments when doubt tries to creep in, whispering questions like, "What if it doesn't happen?" Or, "What if I'm wrong?" In those moments, lean on God's promises. Remember that His timing is perfect and that He rewards those who trust Him completely. Faith is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting in the one who does. So what would it look like to walk fully in faith today? Perhaps it's choosing gratitude instead of fear. Perhaps it's taking one bold step toward your goal, even if the path ahead feels unclear. Or perhaps it's simply holding on to the truth that you are not walking this journey alone. Faith is the bridge between your desires and your reality. Cross it with confidence, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to the fulfillment of your dreams. With faith in your heart and actions to match, the impossible becomes possible, and what was once unseen becomes your reality. At the core of manifestation lies a profound truth. Energy shapes reality. Every thought you think and every emotion you feel emits a specific frequency, and that frequency acts as a magnet, drawing experiences into your life. Understanding and mastering this energetic principle can transform how you approach your desires, allowing you to co-create a life aligned with your highest aspirations. When your thoughts and emotions dwell in lack, focusing on what you don't have, what's missing, or what's wrong, you align yourself with the frequency of wanting. This energy perpetuates a cycle of scarcity, reinforcing the very reality you wish to change. The more you feel like you're waiting for abundance, the more you remain in a state of waiting. But when you shift your focus to abundance, what you already have and the blessings that surround you, you begin to vibrate at a higher frequency. This energetic state naturally attracts blessings, opportunities, and fulfillment. Gratitude plays a central role in this process. When you cultivate a heart of gratitude, you send a signal to the universe. I am abundant. I am fulfilled. This mindset doesn't just make you feel better in the moment. It rewires your energy, shifting your focus from lack to fulfillment and creating space for greater blessings to flow into your life. Take a moment to reflect on the power of gratitude. Consider how your energy changes when you focus on even the smallest joys, a kind word from a loved one, the warmth of the sun on your face, or the fact that you've made it through challenges you once thought insurmountable. These moments of acknowledgement elevate your vibration, aligning you with the energy of abundance. Visualization is another transformative practice in manifestation. When you visualize, you're not simply imagining a distant dream, you are energetically aligning with your desired reality as if it already exists. This goes beyond seeing it with your mind's eye. It involves feeling it with your whole being. Close your eyes and picture yourself living the life you desire. What does it look like? More importantly, what does it feel like? The emotions of joy, peace, and gratitude you generate during visualization send a clear signal to the universe, accelerating the arrival of that reality into your present. It's important to remember that energy is a two-way conversation. While your thoughts and feelings shape your reality, your external environment also influences your energy. Surround yourself with people, experiences, and practices that uplift and inspire you. Make room in your life, physically and emotionally, for the blessings you're manifesting. Manifestation is not magic. It's a partnership between your energy, actions, and the divine flow of the universe. The key is to approach it with faith and intentionality. Trust that as you align your energy with abundance, you are co-creating with God, who desires to see you thrive. So today, choose to elevate your energy. Focus on gratitude for what is, visualize what will be, and trust the divine timing that brings it all together. As you do, you'll find that manifestation is not about chasing blessings. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts them. Resistance often stands as the greatest barrier between us and the life we desire. Whether it comes in the form of doubt, fear, or impatience, resistance blocks the flow of blessings meant for us. It keeps us tethered to a mindset of control, an endless struggle to force outcomes, micromanage details, and hold tightly to how we think things should happen. Yet, the path to true abundance lies not in grasping but in letting go. Surrendering to God's process is not a sign of weakness or giving up. It is an act of profound faith. To surrender is to release the burden of control, trusting that God's plan is far greater than anything we could imagine for ourselves. It is an acknowledgement that while we may plant seeds and nurture them, it is God who causes them to grow. Proverbs 3:5-6 offers a powerful reminder. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. But surrendering is not easy. It requires us to confront the parts of ourselves that fear the unknown. It calls us to let go of the timeline we've created in our minds and the need to control every detail. This act of trust can feel vulnerable, even unsettling. However, it is in this vulnerability that we create space for miracles. Imagine holding a clenched fist, gripping tightly to something you fear losing. In doing so, your hand cannot receive anything new. Now picture opening that fist, releasing control and trusting that something greater is on its way. This is the essence of surrender, making room for God's grace to flow into your life. Resistance often stems from a place of scarcity, a fear that things won't work out, that you'll fall short, or that you're running out of time. But scarcity is a lie that distorts our perspective. God's resources are limitless, and His timing is perfect. When we surrender, we shift from striving to aligning. We stop trying to force blessings and instead position ourselves to receive them. Consider how much lighter life becomes when you stop carrying the weight of needing to figure everything out. Surrender allows you to move from stress to peace, from striving to trusting. It is an invitation to lean into God's promises, to trust that He is working behind the scenes in ways you cannot yet see. Miracles often occur in the space where we let go. When we release our grip on how things must happen, we give God room to surprise us with His goodness. Surrender doesn't mean passivity. It means partnering with God, taking inspired action while leaving the outcomes in His hands. As you surrender, you'll find that life flows more freely. The very act of letting go becomes the doorway through which blessings, peace, and miracles enter. In surrender, you align yourself with God's grace, and in that alignment, all things are possible. Chosen ones, you are called to rise above the limitations of your external circumstances and live in the state of having. This is a powerful shift, a divine alignment that acknowledges a truth far greater than what the eyes can see. What you desire is already yours. Living in the state of having means embodying abundance, not as something you hope for in the future, but as a reality that already exists. This is not wishful thinking or empty affirmation. It is a divine truth rooted in your connection to God, who is the source of all abundance. When you embrace this truth, you stop defining yourself by lack or limitations. You no longer let your current circumstances dictate your sense of worth, joy, or possibility. Instead, you anchor yourself in the certainty of your divine inheritance. This internal shift transforms everything. Your thoughts become aligned with gratitude and confidence. Your emotions are rooted in peace and joy, and your actions begin to reflect the person you are becoming, not the person you've been. You act with faith, speak with assurance, and carry yourself with the energy of someone who knows that every desire placed in their heart is already being fulfilled. As you live in this state, blessings flow to you effortlessly. The energy of having is magnetic. It attracts opportunities, aligns you with divine timing, and opens doors you never thought possible. People, resources, and circumstances are drawn to you in ways that feel almost miraculous. This isn't coincidence. It's the natural outcome of aligning yourself with God's abundant flow. Understand this. Abundance is not something you chase. It is something you embody. When you step into the state of having, you affirm that you are already whole, already enough, and already worthy of the good things you desire. This truth doesn't just transform your reality, it transforms your spirit. You begin to see yourself as God sees you, blessed, chosen, and overflowing with potential. But stepping into this state requires trust. Trust in God's timing, trust in His provision, and trust in yourself as a co-creator with Him. It requires letting go of the fear, doubt, and impatience that keep you stuck in a state of wanting. Wanting keeps you focused on what you lack. Having focuses on what you are already receiving. The moment you make this shift, your reality begins to transform. Chosen ones, the time is now. You have waited long enough, doubted long enough, and played small long enough. Step into your divine power. Trust that the process is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot yet see the full picture. Know that every desire you hold in faith is already on its way to you. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to affirm it. Like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and comment below with the words, "I am already abundant," because you are. You are already whole, and the universe, God's divine creation, is ready to shower you with blessings beyond measure. Your shift from wanting to having has begun. Embrace it fully, and watch as your life transforms in ways that are greater than anything you could ask or imagine. Have you ever wondered why, despite your talent, your heart for God, and your unwavering desire to help others, you still face financial struggles? Why does it seem that those handpicked by God often endure hardship while others thrive effortlessly? Is this a punishment, or is there a deeper divine purpose at play? In today's video, we will uncover the profound truth behind why God's chosen ones often face financial difficulties. This revelation will shift your perspective and transform your journey. Stay with me until the end, as we'll conclude with a powerful prayer that can bring blessings and peace into your life. It's entirely natural to feel discouraged when bills mount, opportunities seem scarce, and you feel overlooked in a world that often equates success with material wealth. In such moments, it's easy to wonder if God has turned away. But let me assure you, financial hardship is not a sign of God's absence. On the contrary, it can be a powerful tool in His sovereign hands, used to mold and refine you into the person He has destined you to become. God never allows lack to destroy you. He uses it to develop you. Much like gold refined by fire, your trials are purging impurities and strengthening your faith. Financial struggles often serve as God's crucible, designed to strip away pride, self-reliance, and misplaced priorities, replacing them with endurance, humility, and trust. These seasons of lack are not meant to harm you, but to prepare you for the greater purpose He has set before you. Consider the growth that occurs in adversity. In times of plenty, it's easy to coast on comfort, but it is in hardship that faith deepens, resilience is forged, and character matures. Just as Joseph endured years of betrayal and imprisonment before stepping into his God-ordained role as a leader, so too are you being prepared for something greater than you can imagine. The struggles you face today are not wasted. They are crafting the tools you'll need to fulfill your calling. Trust the process, for God is at work in ways you cannot yet see. These trials are not punishment but preparation, and they are shaping you into a vessel capable of carrying the blessings and responsibilities of your divine assignment. Material wealth, while seemingly desirable, often becomes a crutch, subtly shifting our trust away from God. It lulls us into a false sense of security, making us believe that money can solve all our problems and provide lasting comfort. Society reinforces this illusion, urging us to chase riches as though they are the ultimate source of fulfillment. But as believers, we know a deeper truth. True provision comes not from wealth, but from the hand of God. Take the Israelites in the wilderness as a profound example. They had no stockpiles of riches, no sprawling farms to sustain them, yet they were never abandoned. God provided manna from heaven, their daily sustenance, a miraculous provision that reminded them of their complete dependence on Him. In Deuteronomy 8:3, God declares, "Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of the Lord." Their reliance on him was not a sign of weakness but a testament to their faith. Each day they trusted that God would meet their needs, and he never failed. Likewise, financial lack in our lives serves a similar purpose. It forces us to our knees, leading us back to the one who is Jehovah Jireh, our provider. These moments of dependency are not designed to shame us, but to deepen our relationship with God. When we have no earthly wealth to lean on, we are reminded that our true security lies not in the fleeting promises of material abundance, but in the eternal faithfulness of the Lord. In these seasons, we grow closer to him, learning to trust his timing, his provision, and his plan. Financial struggles become a sacred opportunity to experience his sustaining power and develop a faith that rests solely in him. Money has a unique way of exposing the true motives of the heart. It challenges us to ask difficult questions. Are we serving God, or have we unwittingly become servants of wealth? Are we driven by a desire for financial security, or are we passionately pursuing God's will for our lives? These are questions that every believer must confront, especially in times of financial struggle. Jesus speaks directly to this tension in Matthew 6:24, declaring, "No one can serve two masters. You cannot serve both God and money." His words are a stark reminder that wealth is not just a tool, it's also a test. It reveals whether our hearts are aligned with God's purposes or entangled in the pursuit of worldly gain. Financial hardship, though painful, can serve as God's refining fire, purging our hearts of pride, greed, and self-reliance. These seasons force us to examine where our trust lies and to recommit ourselves to a life centered on him. God uses these moments not to punish but to prepare. He is shaping us into faithful stewards who will handle future blessings with integrity and purpose. When resources are scarce, our faith is tested. Will we remain faithful to God's calling even when it doesn't come with financial ease? Will we cling to him, trusting in his provision, or will we falter in fear and doubt? When blessings finally come, God desires that we use them for his glory and to bless others. He is not interested in building our comfort, but in building his kingdom through us. By allowing financial struggles, he ensures that when the abundance arrives, we will steward it wisely, not for selfish gain, but as vessels of generosity and tools to further his purposes on earth. Wealth, while often viewed as a blessing, can also be a burden when given prematurely. Without the character and maturity to manage it wisely, wealth can lead to downfall rather than fulfillment. The story of the prodigal son in Luke 15:11-32 illustrates this truth vividly. The younger son demanded his inheritance before he was ready, and lacking the wisdom and discipline to steward it, he squandered it in reckless living. What should have been a blessing became a curse because he lacked the maturity to handle its weight. Likewise, God, in his infinite wisdom, may withhold financial abundance in your life, not to punish you, but to protect and prepare you. He knows the dangers of too much wealth too soon. It can breed pride, greed, and a false sense of self-reliance. Instead of drawing you closer to him, it can pull you away, entangling you in the distractions of materialism. This season of financial lack is not wasted. It's a season of growth. God is cultivating in you the spiritual maturity necessary to handle wealth without corruption. He's teaching you humility, showing you the value of responsibility, and imparting the wisdom needed to see money not as a source of personal indulgence, but as a powerful tool for kingdom work. Through this process, he's shaping you into a steward who can be trusted with his resources. God is not denying your blessing. In fact, he's preparing you for something far greater. When the time comes and the blessings flow, you'll be equipped to use them for his glory, to advance his kingdom, bless others, and manage your resources in alignment with his will. Trust this process of preparation, for it is setting the foundation for the abundance to come. Financial struggles can often have a spiritual dimension, stemming not from natural causes alone, but from active opposition in the unseen realm. The enemy recognizes your God-given potential, your ability to bless others, to break generational cycles of poverty, and to use resources to advance the kingdom of God. He knows that financial freedom in your hands could mean a greater impact for Christ, and so he works tirelessly to create obstacles and resistance. Ephesians 6:12 reveals the reality of this battle. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Your financial struggles are not always a sign of failure or poor decisions. They can be evidence of spiritual warfare, a direct attack meant to hinder you from fulfilling your divine purpose. The enemy's tactics are clear. He seeks to instill doubt, fear, and discouragement, hoping to weaken your faith and divert your focus from God's promises. He aims to choke the flow of resources so that you feel unable to move forward in your calling. Yet, as believers, we know that the enemy's efforts are futile. Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Take heart and stand firm in the knowledge that God is with you. Financial resistance may feel overwhelming, but it is also a sign of your significance in the kingdom of God. Through Christ, your victory is already secured. Use this season of struggle to deepen your faith, fortify your prayer life, and declare God's promises over your finances. Your breakthrough is not only possible, it is inevitable through the power of Jesus Christ. In times of financial hardship, it's easy to feel disheartened, wondering why God has allowed such struggles into your life. But rest assured, your current season of difficulty is not without purpose. Just as David spent years tending sheep in obscurity before ascending to the throne, and Joseph endured betrayal, slavery, and imprisonment before ruling in Egypt, your struggles are a divine preparation for something greater. Romans 5:3-4 reminds us of this process. We glory in our sufferings, because suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. These verses reveal the beauty hidden within trials. Through suffering, God is producing in you the perseverance to endure, the character to lead, and the hope that anchors your soul. Every challenge, every closed door, and every unmet need is shaping you into the vessel God requires for His purpose. This season is not about punishment, it's about transformation. Financial hardships are molding your character, teaching you the value of humility, discipline, and trust. They are sharpening your faith, forcing you to rely not on your own strength but on God's unfailing provision. In these moments, your dependence on Him grows deeper and your vision becomes clearer. Do not despise the process. Though it may be painful, it is necessary. Just as gold is refined in fire, you are being refined to reflect God's glory. These trials are crafting you into someone capable of carrying the weight of the blessings and responsibilities God has planned for your future. Trust the process, for it is preparing you to step into a purpose far greater than you can imagine, one that will glorify God and bless others. Proverbs 16:18 offers a sobering truth. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. God, in His infinite wisdom, understands the dangers that wealth can bring into our lives. While financial abundance can be a blessing, it also carries with it the risk of pride, greed, and a sense of self-reliance that can pull us away from our dependence on Him. God, who sees the end from the beginning, knows what is best for us, and in His mercy, He may choose to withhold financial blessings to safeguard our souls. Wealth has a way of whispering false promises. It lures us with the illusion of self-sufficiency, convincing us that we no longer need to rely on God. It can subtly shift our priorities, leading us to place our trust in material possessions rather than the One who provides all things. Left unchecked, this false security can blind us to our spiritual needs and lead us down a path of spiritual decline. God's withholding of financial abundance is not a punishment. It is an act of love. He is not denying you blessings. He is preparing and protecting you. Before He releases greater resources into your hands, He ensures that your spirit is fortified, your character is refined, and your heart remains aligned with His purpose. This period of waiting is a time of preparation, where God works to ensure that the blessings He entrusts to you will not lead to destruction but will instead be used for His glory. Trust that God's timing is perfect. He is safeguarding you from the very dangers that unchecked wealth can bring, ensuring that when the time comes, you will handle His blessings responsibly and remain steadfast in your reliance on Him. Financial lack can be one of God's most effective tools for redirecting your priorities. In a world that constantly measures success by wealth and possessions, it's easy to get caught up in chasing material gain. But Colossians 3:2 offers a clear reminder of where our focus should lie. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. Sometimes God uses seasons of financial difficulty to shift our gaze from the temporary to the eternal, from worldly success to kingdom significance. When money is abundant, it's natural to drift toward material pursuits. Comfort and ease can subtly pull us away from seeking God's will, as our focus often shifts to acquiring more or maintaining what we have. But when the flow of resources stops, the distractions of wealth fade away, and our vision clears. In these moments, God gently redirects our hearts toward what truly matters, our relationship with Him and the divine calling He has placed on our lives. Financial struggles are often a divine invitation to step into something greater. God may be using this time to draw you into deeper ministry, greater acts of service, or a purpose that transcends monetary gain. He is refining your priorities, teaching you to value eternal rewards over fleeting earthly treasures. These struggles can become a sacred opportunity to realign your life with His will, ensuring that your heart is set on things above. Though this season may feel challenging, trust that God is at work. He is clearing the path for you to focus on your calling, to serve others, and to build treasures in heaven rather than on earth. Allow this time of lack to realign your heart with God's eternal purposes, trusting that He is preparing you for something far greater than material wealth. Financial hardship serves a purpose far greater than our immediate understanding. It cultivates empathy and compassion for others. 2 Corinthians 1:4 reminds us of this truth. God comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God. Your struggles are not just about you, they are shaping you to be a source of comfort and hope for others facing similar challenges. Walking through seasons of financial difficulty gives you a first-hand understanding of the stress, uncertainty, and vulnerability that come with lack. You begin to relate deeply to the pain of unpaid bills, the anxiety of stretching resources, and the weight of making ends meet. These experiences soften your heart, teaching you to see others not with judgment but with compassion. When God blesses you with abundance, those moments of struggle will not be forgotten. Instead, they will inspire you to extend generosity and kindness to others in need. You will become a vessel of God's love, using your blessings to uplift and encourage those still in their season of lack. Financial hardship, though difficult, is preparing you to be a light to others, a reflection of God's comfort and provision. You may be facing financial struggles because God has called you to be a cycle breaker, a chosen vessel to end generational patterns of poverty and lack. This is no small task, but it is a sacred calling. Galatians 3:13 reminds us that Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law, offering freedom from every bondage. Yet, breaking free from these patterns often requires enduring and overcoming the very struggles you are called to dismantle. The financial challenges you face are not a sign of failure, but of divine purpose. God is using your experiences to shape you into someone who not only breaks free from these cycles, but also establishes new patterns of stewardship, wisdom, and faith. Through this process, you are gaining the tools and insights needed to create a legacy of financial freedom and provision for your family and future generations. Your struggles are not in vain. They are paving the way for those who come after you to walk in the blessings of abundance without the weight of past burdens. Trust that God is equipping you to be the one who transforms your family's story, replacing cycles of lack with a legacy of faith, provision, and divine favor. 1 Peter 1:6-7 declares, "These trials have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, may result in praise, glory, and honor." This verse reminds us that trials, though painful, serve a divine purpose. Financial struggles in particular strip away our reliance on worldly resources and redirect our trust to the only true source of provision, God. When the comforts and securities of material wealth are removed, we are left to confront where our true faith lies. These moments of lack challenge us to turn to God with a deeper dependence, seeking Him as our provider and sustainer. As we walk through these trials, our faith is refined, much like gold is purified in fire, removing impurities and revealing its true value. This process not only strengthens your trust in God, but also sharpens your spiritual focus. You begin to see what truly matters, not wealth or possessions, but your relationship with the one who holds all things in His hands. Financial trials are not meant to harm you, but to prepare you for greater spiritual growth, ensuring your faith emerges stronger and more genuine, ultimately bringing glory and honor to God. Ecclesiastes 3:11 reminds us of a profound truth. He has made everything beautiful in its time. In seasons of waiting and financial struggle, it can be tempting to feel forgotten or question God's plans, but His delays are never denials. Instead, they are part of a divine process of preparation and alignment, ensuring that when the blessing comes, it will be far greater than you imagined. God's timing is perfect, even when it feels slow to us. He is working behind the scenes, orchestrating the right connections, creating the ideal opportunities, and setting the stage for your breakthrough. What may seem like stagnation is actually divine preparation. Every delay has a purpose, refining your character, strengthening your faith, and ensuring that you are ready to handle the abundance He has planned for you. Trust in God's timing, for when the appointed moment arrives, the blessings will not just meet your expectations, they will exceed them. Your breakthrough will be undeniable, a testament to His faithfulness and perfect plan. Be patient in the waiting, knowing that God is never late and that His timing will make everything in your life truly beautiful. 2 Corinthians 5:7 declares, "We walk by faith, not by sight." This powerful verse serves as a guiding light, especially during financial struggles. When resources are scarce and solutions seem out of reach, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed by what your eyes see. Yet God calls us to trust not in the visible, but in His unseen provision. Financial hardships challenge us to let go of the illusion of control and lean entirely on God's promises. They teach us to believe in what we cannot yet see, a God who provides, sustains, and leads us through every trial. This kind of faith transcends circumstances. It's a faith that grows stronger in the face of uncertainty, rooted not in what the world offers but in the unshakable truth of who God is. Walking by faith means trusting that even when your bank account is empty, heaven's storehouses are full. It means believing that God is working all things for your good, even when the path ahead is unclear. These struggles are not meant to weaken you, but to cultivate a resilient faith that endures beyond challenges, deepening your reliance on the one who never fails. If you've misused the blessings God has provided in the past, it's possible that your current season of financial struggle is His way of teaching you the critical value of stewardship. Luke 16:10 reminds us, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much." This verse highlights a profound truth. God desires for us to be faithful in managing what we already have before He entrusts us with greater abundance. This season is not about punishment, it's about preparation. Perhaps in the past, resources were squandered, opportunities were missed, or priorities were misaligned. God, in His mercy, uses seasons of lack to help us reflect, learn, and grow. It's a time to evaluate your habits, reset your priorities, and develop the discipline and wisdom required to steward future blessings effectively. Through this process, God is shaping you into a responsible and faithful steward, someone who can handle abundance without being consumed by it. He's teaching you to honor Him with your resources, to plan wisely, and to give generously. Embrace this season as a divine reset, knowing that when the time comes, You'll be ready to handle his blessings in a way that glorifies him and serves his purposes. Philippians 4:12-13 offers a timeless lesson in resilience and faith. I have learned the secret of being content in every situation. I can do all this through him who gives me strength. The Apostle Paul's words remind us that contentment is not tied to external circumstances, but rooted in our relationship with Christ. This truth becomes especially clear during seasons of financial struggle. When resources are limited, the allure of wealth as a source of happiness fades. Financial challenges strip away the distractions of material pursuits and reveal where true joy and peace can be found. In Christ alone. Money may provide temporary comfort, but it cannot fill the deepest needs of your soul. Only a relationship with Jesus can offer the enduring fulfillment, strength, and hope that we all long for. These struggles are a sacred opportunity to deepen your faith and shift your focus from temporary treasures to eternal truths. They teach you to trust in God's provision, to rest in his promises, and to find satisfaction in his presence. As you draw closer to Christ, you'll discover that contentment doesn't come from what you have, but from knowing who he is. This is the secret to lasting peace, even in the midst of lack. Sometimes, seasons of financial struggle are not an accident, but a temporary and necessary part of your divine calling. Matthew 6:33 reminds us, "Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." This verse challenges us to prioritize God's purpose above all else, trusting that he will provide for our needs in his perfect timing. Your calling may not immediately lead to financial abundance. In fact, it may require sacrifice, patience, and faith as you pursue the work God has set before you. Whether it's ministry, missions, or a purpose-driven career, the rewards of your obedience may not always be material. Yet, the eternal impact of following God's will far outweighs any temporary hardship. God is using this time to align your heart with his priorities. He's teaching you to rely on him fully and to trust that his provision will come when the time is right. While the world measures success in dollars and possessions, your divine purpose transcends earthly wealth. The seeds you plant in obedience today will yield eternal rewards that cannot be measured. Embrace this season, knowing that God's plans are greater and his timing is perfect. Let us end with a prayer. Heavenly Father, we trust your perfect plan. Though we face struggles, we know you are using them to refine us and draw us closer to you. Help us to rely on you, to grow in wisdom, and to walk by faith. We trust your timing and thank you for the blessings to come. In Jesus' name, amen. Trust that God is preparing you for greater things. Your financial struggles are not the end. They are the foundation for a future filled with purpose, abundance, and blessings. Welcome, beloved of God. If you've stumbled across this message today, it's no coincidence. Divine alignment has brought you here, and something extraordinary is about to unfold in your life. Whether you realize it or not, you are on the brink of a breakthrough, and this moment is the key to unlocking the promises of God in your life. The truth we're about to uncover isn't new, it's eternal. Yet, it holds the power to revolutionize how you face your battles, claim your victories, and walk in your God-given purpose. Before we dive deeper, let me take a moment to thank you for supporting this channel. Your prayers, likes, shares, and donations through Super Thanks fuel this ministry, helping us spread God's word to countless hearts. If this message stirs your spirit, I invite you to comment 77 below as a declaration of faith that you are ready to receive the fullness of God's promises. Now pause and reflect on a powerful statement from Jesus. It is finished. These three words hold the weight of eternity, the fulfillment of God's redemptive plan for humanity. But what does this mean for you today? How does this truth apply to the struggles you face, the chains you long to break, and the blessings you've been praying for? Stay with me, because the revelation that follows may be the key to unlocking everything you've been seeking. Imagine a love so pure, so selfless, that it willingly endures unimaginable pain to bring you freedom. This love is more than words. It is action. It is the love of Christ, who chose to bear the weight of every sin, sickness, and sorrow for your healing and restoration. Have you ever felt so broken that healing seemed impossible? So burdened by life's struggles that peace felt like a distant dream? Isaiah 53 verse 5 reminds us of the profound sacrifice made for us. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed. This verse encapsulates the heart of Jesus' mission. His wounds were not accidental. They were purposeful, designed to carry the weight of our pain and bring us healing. It wasn't just physical suffering he endured. It was an act of divine exchange, his life for your wholeness. Think about it. The King of Glory, the creator of the universe, willingly submitted himself to humiliation and agony. Why? Because his love for you is immeasurable. When he carried the cross, he also carried every emotional wound, every sickness, and every burden you would ever face. Jesus' suffering wasn't limited to his time on earth. It transcends time, extending into your life today. Matthew 8:17 confirms, this was to fulfill what was spoken through the prophet Isaiah. He took up our infirmities and bore our diseases. When Jesus endured lashes, it wasn't just an act of brutality. Each stripe was a declaration of victory over every illness, heartache, and spiritual affliction. His wounds became the bridge between our brokenness and God's healing power. As 1 Peter 2:24 declares, he himself bore our sins in his body on the tree, that we might die to sin and live to righteousness. By his wounds, you have been healed. This healing isn't just physical. It's a profound restoration that touches every part of who you are. It's emotional, reaching into the deepest wounds of your heart, offering comfort for the pain you thought no one could see. It's spiritual, bridging the gap that sin created and drawing you back into the arms of a loving God who never stopped pursuing you. It's mental, replacing the chaos of anxiety and fear with peace that surpasses understanding. And yes, it is physical, bringing strength and renewal to your body in ways only he can. Through his sacrifice, Jesus has opened the door to complete wholeness. His love doesn't just mend what is broken, it transforms it into something new, something beautiful. Every scar becomes a testimony, every weakness a reminder of his strength working within you. The cross is the ultimate declaration that you are not beyond repair. You are seen, loved, and made whole. Now imagine living with this truth deeply rooted in your heart. How would it change your daily life? Would fear lose its grip, knowing that you're held in hands capable of restoring anything? Would your relationships deepen, reflecting the same love and forgiveness you've received? Would you embrace challenges with confidence, trusting that nothing is beyond his ability to redeem? This is not just a promise, it's an invitation. Believe this truth, and let it transform the way you think, act, and live. Your story is still being written, and with him, every chapter is one of healing, restoration, and purpose. But will you take the first step toward living in the fullness of this truth? When Jesus declared, "It is finished," he wasn't just marking the end of his earthly mission. He was proclaiming that every price for your salvation, healing, and freedom had been paid in full. Every sin, every struggle, every sickness, he carried it all so you wouldn't have to. Romans 8:11 assures us, "And if the spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, he who raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies because of his Spirit who lives in you." The same power that raised Jesus from the grave, the power that overcame death, sin, and the forces of darkness, is alive in you today. It's not a distant or passive force. It is active, present, and available to transform every area of your life. This power isn't confined to the forgiveness of sins, though that alone is extraordinary. It goes far beyond, reaching into the deepest brokenness of your heart, mind, body, and spirit. It restores, renews, and revives what seems lost beyond repair. By his stripes, you are healed. Every lash he endured wasn't just for physical ailments, but for the emotional wounds, the scars of your past, and the hidden pain no one else sees. He bore it all so you could walk in wholeness. By his blood, you are redeemed. What was once stained by sin has been made clean. Your identity has been rewritten, not as a slave to guilt or fear, but as a beloved child of God. By his sacrifice, you are set free. The chains that held you, whether they were addictions, doubts, or insecurities, have been broken. You no longer have to live bound by what once kept you captive. This power changes everything. It gives you the strength to rise above circumstances, the courage to face challenges, and the hope to believe for miracles in your life. It empowers you to forgive, to love boldly, and to live in a way that reflects his victory. Do you truly grasp the magnitude of this truth? If you let it, this power will transform the way you see yourself and your purpose. You are not just surviving, you are living as a testament to the life-changing power of the resurrection. Healing is not just about physical ailments, it's about total restoration. The wounds Jesus bore were for every area of your life, your body, mind, soul, and spirit. Whatever pain you're carrying, whether it's the scars of the past, the weight of shame, or the ache of rejection, Jesus' sacrifice has already provided the healing you need. Isaiah 53:4-5 reminds us, "Surely he took up our pain and bore our suffering, yet we considered him punished by God, stricken by him, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was on him, and by his wounds we are healed." This healing is personal. It's for you. Right where you are, in the middle of your pain, your struggles, and your questions, his healing power is reaching out. Don't let the enemy whisper lies into your heart, convincing you that your pain is too great, your scars too deep, or your sin too heavy for God to handle. Those lies are meant to keep you bound in chains that Jesus already broke. Jesus bore it all. Every ounce of suffering, every moment of shame, every burden of guilt. He carried it willingly to the cross. He looked at the weight of your pain and didn't flinch. There is no wound so deep that his love can't heal it, no past so broken that his grace can't restore it. Whether it's a hidden hurt you've carried for years or a fresh wound that feels unbearable, he has already made a way for your healing. His power is limitless. It doesn't stop at forgiving your sins, though his forgiveness is more than enough. It goes further, touching every corner of your life. He wants to mend the parts of you that feel shattered, to soothe the pain that feels unrelenting, and to bring peace to the chaos inside you. His healing is complete, mind, body, and spirit. Peace is so much more than the mere absence of conflict or turmoil. It's a profound sense of wholeness, security, and rest that comes from being fully anchored in God. This kind of peace isn't fleeting or dependent on circumstances. It's supernatural, flowing directly from his presence into every area of your life. Philippians 4:7 assures us of this truth. "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." This isn't a peace the world can offer. It is divine, unshakable, and surpasses anything we can comprehend. But this peace came at a cost. It wasn't handed to you lightly or without sacrifice. Jesus endured the agony of chastisement, rejection, and suffering so that you could experience this gift of supernatural peace. The weight of your anxiety, the storms in your soul, and the unrest in your heart, all of it was placed on him. When he declared, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you," he wasn't speaking about a temporary relief from troubles. He was giving you access to a calm that anchors your soul even when the waves of life rage around you. This peace doesn't mean life will be without challenges or storms, but it does mean you'll have an unshakable refuge in the midst of them. It guards your heart when fear tries to take hold and steadies your mind when doubt threatens to overwhelm. It's the quiet assurance that God is in control, that his plans for you are good, and that you are never alone. Through the wounds of Jesus, we are not only healed but also forgiven, a profound truth that carries eternal significance. Colossians 1:13-14 proclaims this powerful reality. For he has rescued us from the dominion of darkness and brought us into the kingdom of the Son he loves, in whom we have redemption, the forgiveness of sins. This isn't just a distant hope or abstract promise. It's a rescue mission that Jesus completed for you. He reached into the darkness of sin and shame, pulling you out and bringing you into his glorious kingdom of light. Forgiveness is more than just a clean slate. It's a transformation. It's not simply erasing the record of your wrongs, but rewriting your story entirely. Through Christ's sacrifice, you are redeemed, made whole, and given a brand new identity. As 2 Corinthians 5:17 reminds us, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come, the old has gone, the new is here. This is the miracle of forgiveness. It doesn't leave you where it found you. Instead, it makes you new, replacing guilt with grace and shame with the righteousness of Christ. When you accept this forgiveness, you are no longer defined by your past mistakes. They don't have the power to label you, control you, or hold you back. Instead, you are defined by who Jesus is and what he has done. His righteousness becomes your covering, his victory becomes your inheritance, and his love becomes the foundation of your life. Imagine stepping fully into this truth, living with the freedom that comes from knowing you are completely forgiven and wholly loved. Let go of the chains of guilt and shame. Step into your new identity, one marked by redemption, grace, and the unshakable peace of belonging to Christ. Beloved, the time to claim your inheritance is now. The healing, peace, and freedom that Jesus purchased for you on the cross are not distant promises or rewards for some future moment. They are already yours. These gifts of grace, paid for in full by his sacrifice, are waiting for you to receive them. Don't let fear, doubt, or the lies of the enemy convince you that you're unworthy or that it's not the right time. The enemy's greatest tactic is to keep you from stepping into the fullness of what God has promised, but the truth is, you were made for this. Now is the moment to take hold of all that God has prepared for you. Hebrews 10:23 calls us to boldness. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. God's promises are not fragile or uncertain. They are backed by his unchanging faithfulness. He is the God who keeps his word, the God who moves mountains, and the God who is ready to meet you in your need. Hold on to this hope with unshakable confidence, knowing that he will never fail you. As you embrace the healing, peace, and freedom found in Jesus, let it ignite a fire within you, a fire that transforms your life and draws others to the light of his love. Your journey is not just for you. It's a beacon of hope to those still searching. As Jesus said in Matthew 5:16, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. When you walk in God's promises, your life becomes a testimony of his grace and power. Don't wait another moment. Step forward in faith, claim your inheritance, and let your life shine as a living testament to the goodness of God. Let us close with a prayer together. Heavenly Father, we stand in awe of your love and the sacrifice of your Son, Jesus. We thank you for his wounds that brought us healing, his blood that redeemed us, and his peace that anchors us. Lord, we lay every burden at your feet and declare that by his stripes, we are healed. Let your Spirit move in power, breaking chains, mending hearts, and restoring lives. May each person here walk in the fullness of your promises, boldly declaring the truth of your love. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. My friends, if this message has touched your heart, I encourage you to share it. Comment below and declare your faith. Remember, by his stripes you are healed, forgiven, and set free. Live in this truth and let your life testify to the power of his ultimate sacrifice. They look at you, eyes wide, a blend of awe and disbelief etched across their faces as if seeing you for the first time. It is a moment frozen in time, a realization that cuts through their assumptions like lightning illuminating a darkened sky. They had only seen glimpses of who you were, snapshots painted with your gentle smile and the warmth that surrounded you. To them, you were a haven, a steady light in a turbulent world. But they missed what lay beneath, the fierce, unyielding storm woven into your very being. They saw kindness and mistook it for submission, the calmness in your gaze for compliance. Yet now, as the truth begins to unfurl before them, they see the power that was always there, pulsing quietly beneath the surface. This power was not the kind that clamored for attention or reveled in its own strength. It was subtle, profound, a strength born not from showmanship but from survival, forged through trials that few could fathom. This revelation shakes them. They are confronted by the truth they never expected, that beneath the serenity, you are more than a source of comfort. You are the embodiment of resilience itself. You are an earth angel, the very breath of cosmic force in human form, an enigma whose light holds both healing warmth and purifying fire. The light you carry is not fragile. It is forged from realms unknown, steeped in the wisdom of worlds beyond this one. It has faced shadows and emerged intact, demanding more than superficial kindness. It demands justice, unwavering and absolute. They had always seen you as the embodiment of kindness, gentle, dependable, a source of unwavering comfort. You were the one who listened without judgment, offered support without expecting anything in return, and met challenges with a calm that others took for granted. In their eyes, this was all you were, a soft presence, easy to approach, easy to overlook. What they never realized was that beneath this serene exterior lay a profound strength, a resilience forged not in moments of ease but in trials unseen by most. Their mistake was assuming that your quietness was passivity, that your patience was compliance. They missed the truth that choosing kindness in a world often harsh requires immense strength. They mistook your empathy for weakness, failing to see that it was a conscious choice, born of inner power rather than naivety. True strength, as you knew, does not always announce itself with noise. It often resides in silence, in the steady gaze that holds firm when storms arise. The moments that challenged their perception came subtly at first, a firm word when boundaries were crossed, an unyielding stance when confronted with injustice. These glimpses of your strength unsettled them, yet they pushed aside their discomfort, clinging to their perception of you as compliant and benign. It wasn't until adversity struck that they saw the truth, a revelation that left them silent. While others wavered, you remained steady. When the ground beneath them crumbled, you stood, not with dramatic flair, but with a calm resolve that spoke volumes. Your strength wasn't about overpowering others. It was about standing tall in your convictions, even when faced with doubt or challenge. They came to understand that your patience was not submission, but a deliberate act of defiance against the noise and chaos of the world. You were not just kind, you were unbreakable, a force tempered through moments that demanded everything of you. This realization shifted their view, peeling back the illusion that strength must be loud and aggressive. They saw now that true power could exist in quiet determination, in actions that need no audience. The softness they had dismissed as weakness was, in fact, the manifestation of an inner flame that chose peace but was prepared to stand as an unmovable force when necessary. It was humbling for them, this new understanding. The kindness they had once taken as a sign of docility now stood as proof of resilience. The quiet you embodied was no longer seen as mere gentleness, but as strength in its purest form. They finally realized that the most formidable power wasn't the one that shouted for attention, but the one that remained steady, anchored in truth. You were not just a comfort, you were a force of nature, one they could no longer overlook. Your strength was not born in the comfort of easy days or the lull of smooth paths. It was forged in the fires of trials, moments when the world seemed determined to test the very fabric of your being. Your journey was marked by trials both personal and profound, challenges that exposed not just your vulnerabilities, but also the unyielding resilience within you. It was in the silences of your deepest struggles, away from the eyes of others, that your true nature revealed itself. There were times when life weighed so heavily that the air itself felt like an unmovable wall pressing against you. Moments when you stood at the precipice of despair, forced to choose between surrender and survival. These were not mere tests of will. They were cosmic trials that shaped you into something more. You emerged from them not hardened by bitterness, but fortified by understanding, carrying the wisdom that comes only from standing face to face with the abyss and choosing to rise. These experiences became the bedrock of your strength, a quiet and enduring power that didn't need to announce itself. When others saw only your calm exterior, they missed the storms you had weathered, the inner fire that had kept you warm and unwavering in the coldest moments. This fire wasn't kindled by anger or driven by the desire for vengeance. It was nurtured by something far deeper, a connection to realms beyond what the eyes can see, an unbreakable tie to a divine truth. This divine connection was not a sudden revelation, but a knowing that grew within you over time, like roots reaching into sacred soil. It was in moments of stillness, when the noise of the world receded, and you were left with nothing but your own heartbeat, that you felt it most profoundly. A pulse of light, ancient and endless, guiding you through the dark. It was not a power for show or dominion, but a presence that held the weight of justice, demanding integrity and truth in all things. You came to understand that this connection was your source of light and strength, a force that chose you not because you were without fear or doubt, but because you stood firm in spite of them. It was an energy that flowed through you, one that could soothe and protect, but also rise to defend with unyielding force when the moment called for it. Unlike the chaotic energy that seeks destruction, yours was a power of preservation and righteous protection. It sought not to break down, but to build, not to silence, but to reveal. When tested, this power within you did not erupt in fits of fury, but rose with a steady and unassailable might. It was justice not for the sake of retribution, but for the sake of balance, a force that righted what was wrong not through vengeance, but through unwavering truth. You were not here to wield this strength recklessly. It was a gift meant to guard and to uplift, a light that exposed deception and cast away shadows without hesitation. You understood that true power was not in overpowering others or seeking glory, but in standing rooted, aligned with a purpose beyond the small confines of the everyday. This power was sacred, drawn from a realm where justice is not a word but a living force, ever present and unbending. It guided you, whispering truths that only the soul could hear, truths that compelled you to act with both mercy and resolve. People often mistake such strength for pride or a desire for control, but those who looked deeper saw the purity of your purpose. You were a vessel for a force greater than yourself, tasked not with conquering, but with protecting the balance of things. Your trials were not just tests, they were lessons, each one adding to the light that now shone so brightly within you. You carried that light with humility, aware that it was not yours alone. It was a beacon for others, a reminder that strength is not just found in moments of battle but in moments of silent conviction. Your power was a testament to what it means to be anchored in something eternal, a connection that did not waver, even when the world around you did. Your strength is not loud. It is a storm wrapped in silence, a mountain anchored in the cosmos. It is a quiet force that commands respect without words. Unlike showy displays of power, your strength is an unwavering boundary that chaos cannot breach. This power was not given lightly, but forged in trials that tested every part of your being. It stands as a testament to resilience nurtured by sacred purpose. Many have underestimated this silent strength, mistaking it for vulnerability. Yet, those who try to manipulate or diminish you soon realize their error. Your silence becomes a powerful defense, supported by the cosmic order itself. When challenged, the universe seems to align behind you, revealing that true power lies not in aggression, but in steadfast conviction. This silent retaliation is not driven by vengeance, but by the natural laws of justice, balancing what is right without needing to shout. One unforgettable moment serves as an example. When a deceiver tried to unsettle your resolve with clever words, you met them with calm. Your silence carried a weight that spoke louder than any argument, revealing the deeper truth of the situation. The deceiver realized too late that they had confronted not just a person, but a force protected by something greater. Your purpose is indelible, rooted in an ancient mission set by a higher will. This purpose shields you from doubt and judgment. Attempts to weaken you fall short because your path is clear, aligned with an eternal truth. The power within you acts not out of rage, but as a guardian of balance, rising only when needed and restoring harmony without force. Those who look beyond the surface see the true nature of your strength. It is a light that preserves, not destroys, and protects, not controls. You carry this strength with humility, aware that it is not yours alone. It is a gift to guide and shield others, anchored in an unshakable connection to a higher order. In the end, your strength is a reminder that true power is silent, unwavering, and rooted in justice. It is the force of a mountain, a beacon that teaches others that to stand firm in what is right is to embody the essence of divine truth. This strength is not about dominating others but protecting the balance, ensuring that no deception or chaos crosses your sacred boundary. Those who once dismissed you now tread carefully, their initial arrogance replaced by reluctant respect. They once assumed that silence meant weakness, underestimating the strength you held within. Yet, as they watched you endure trials that would break others, their perception shifted. What they had mistaken for passivity was revealed to be quiet resilience, rooted in something deeper than they could grasp. The carefree confidence they once had when confronting you turned into cautious awareness. This change was not due to displays of power, but because they saw that your strength was not momentary but enduring. It was a boundary they couldn't cross, an immovable force that didn't react impulsively, but stood firm with purpose. Their respect grew, mingled with a touch of fear. Now, they remember moments when they ignored or belittled you, realizing with regret that they misunderstood the power of true integrity. Your presence stirs a mix of awe and discomfort. They begin to see that true strength isn't about domination, but standing firm in truth. This realization forces them to examine their own actions. Some are humbled, seeing that their attempts at force or manipulation pale compared to the steadiness of your conviction. Others feel uneasy, realizing that your example exposes their own lack of integrity. Your purpose as an earth angel goes beyond offering comfort. It is to stand as a beacon of divine justice. You embody more than warmth and solace. You are a guardian whose light reveals the path to truth and integrity. This role is not always easy or understood, but it is rooted in ancient sacred principles where justice is a living force that you channel into the world. From a theological perspective, your mission aligns with divine will. You are a vessel chosen to carry out a purpose that transcends human understanding. This calling is not about simply easing pain. It is about illuminating what is hidden, urging those around you to confront their truths and make choices aligned with higher principles. Your presence, therefore, is not just comforting, it is transformative. You inspire change, even when it challenges others to look deeper and face what they may fear. Philosophically, you are the embodiment of the cosmic guardian, a symbol of resilience and unwavering commitment to what is right. Your strength lies in holding to these virtues even when it means standing alone. You are not merely present to soothe, but to guide and awaken. The comfort you provide is not passive. It comes with the understanding that real growth sometimes requires the courage to face difficult truths. By being a steadfast force for justice, you remind others that true hope is active and powerful. Your presence becomes a source of inspiration for those struggling. People who encounter you feel both awe and motivation as they see that true strength is not in dominating others, but in standing firm in your beliefs, even in the face of resistance. This resilience invites those around you to confront their fears and rise above their limitations. When others witness you holding to your path without wavering, they begin to believe that they too can find strength within themselves to face their challenges. You show that hope is more than a comforting word. It is an invitation to transformation. Your role encourages people to step beyond complacency and strive for their best selves. By embodying justice and light, you push them to reflect and act with integrity. Your example proves that true power does not lie in shielding others from hard truths, but in helping them find the strength to embrace and grow from them. Ultimately, your journey as an Earth Angel is not about seeking recognition or comfort. You are here to uphold a balance that both protects and uplifts. Your presence is a guiding light, reminding others that true strength is found in the quiet determination to stand for what is right. Through your steadfastness, people learn that facing the truth is not just brave, it is essential. By embodying this unwavering commitment, you fulfill your higher purpose and inspire those around you to walk their paths with clarity and courage. As you continue your journey, remember that your strength and resilience are more powerful than you realize. They ripple out, encouraging others to rise above challenges and hold fast to their own truths. Your light has the power to spark hope and transformation in ways you may not always see, but will be felt by many. Thank you for being here and sharing in this story. If this message resonated with you, please like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more stories that inspire, uplift, and remind you of the power within. Your journey and support mean everything, and together, we can keep spreading light and courage. Thank you, and until next time, stay true to yourself. Have you ever felt that the events in your life, the highs and lows, the encounters and moments of stillness, were more than mere coincidences? Have you felt a persistent, unshakable calling that whispers to you from the depths of your being, urging you to spread warmth, light, and comfort wherever you go? If you find yourself nodding along or sensing a tingle of recognition, then what I'm about to share might resonate profoundly with your spirit. There's a chance you are an angel in human form. Yes, you hear that correctly. There are signs, subtle, powerful, undeniable, that suggest some among us are angels living within human bodies, destined to illuminate the world with their extraordinary presence. One of the most telling signs of an angelic soul walking the earth is the effect they have on the people around them. Have you ever noticed that when you step into a room, a shift takes place, an almost imperceptible lifting of spirits or an unspoken peace that settles over those present? Angels in human form carry an energy that is gentle yet powerful. Their very essence exudes calm and reassurance, creating a sanctuary where others can find solace from the chaos of life. This unspoken influence can be transformative. Even in the most turbulent of circumstances, their presence can anchor and soothe those nearby. This ability to radiate peace is not just a gift, it is a profound hallmark of those chosen to bring light and comfort to the world. When you find yourself in the presence of such an individual, it feels as though an unseen force wraps you in an invisible blanket of warmth and security. The atmosphere subtly changes, almost as if the very air itself is imbued with a calm, reassuring energy. Conversations naturally soften, the rush of the day's worries quiets, and an unspoken sense of peace settles over everyone nearby. It's not necessarily what they say or do that captures attention. It's the essence they carry, an aura of unconditional acceptance and deep understanding. These individuals exude a presence that feels safe and familiar, drawing people in with a sense of trust that transcends words. In their company, others instinctively feel seen and valued, as if their emotions are not just acknowledged, but gently held. This soothing energy acts like a balm to weary hearts and minds, lifting the heaviness that so many unknowingly carry. It's a transformative experience that resonates deeply, touching the soul and providing a moment of respite from life's challenges. The beauty of this presence is that it operates without fanfare. The person spreading this peace may be silent, simply listening, or just being present. yet their mere existence emanates a comfort that lingers long after they've gone. This is more than a simple act of kindness. It is a reflection of a deeper calling, a testament to the powerful unspoken influence of those who walk this earth with an inner light meant to illuminate the paths of others. What sets earth angels apart is their profound empathy. Their hearts seem to beat not only for themselves but in harmony with the world around them. They are drawn to people's pain, instinctively understanding struggles that might remain hidden to others. This is not empathy as a fleeting emotion. It is a deep, unrelenting force that drives their actions and shapes their existence. Have you found yourself listening to someone's troubles with genuine concern, offering not just empty words but a heartfelt presence? Angels in human form engage in these moments with an authenticity that transforms the experience for the speaker. Their attention is profound. They listen not to reply, not to insert their own story, or provide quick solutions, but to truly understand and empathize. This act of listening creates a safe space where emotions, whether tender or tumultuous, are honored and held without judgment. The ability to be present without any expectation of reciprocity is rare and precious. In a world where conversations often skim the surface, hurried and transactional, these moments of deep listening are gifts of genuine connection. To be seen and heard in this way is healing. It reminds the speaker that they are valued, that their experiences and feelings matter. This presence does not require dramatic gestures. Sometimes, it is the soft nod of understanding, the shared silence that speaks volumes, or the gentle acknowledgement that says, "I'm here with you." These listeners hold space for others, absorbing both joy and sorrow, creating an environment where healing begins. Their empathy is like a bridge, spanning the gap between isolation and belonging. They offer their time and emotional bandwidth not out of obligation, but from a deep-seated belief in the importance of connection. It is through this gift of mindful listening that angels in human form remind us of the power and beauty inherent in truly being there for one another. However, this boundless empathy comes with its own set of challenges. Earth angels often find themselves drawn to individuals who bear deep emotional scars or are struggling with toxic behaviors. Their innate need to heal can sometimes lead them into difficult relationships where they give more than they receive. It is as if they are subconsciously attracted to situations where their light is most needed, believing that their love and patience can mend what is broken. While this mission of compassion is noble and life-affirming, it can also become overwhelmingly draining for those who embody it. Angels in human form, with their boundless empathy and relentless drive to support others, must come to recognize when their giving nature is being taken advantage of or pushed to the limits of their emotional and physical well-being. It is essential for them to understand that while their role in spreading light and healing is an integral part of who they are, it must not come at the cost of their own health and peace. Setting healthy boundaries is not a sign of selfishness, but an act of self-preservation. It ensures that they can sustain their mission in the long term without depleting themselves to a point where their inner light dims. Boundaries allow them to balance their calling with their own needs, replenishing their energy so they can continue to offer the depth of compassion that makes their presence so impactful. These limits are acts of wisdom, teaching others that while kindness is abundant, it should also be mutual and respectful. Angels in human form must learn to listen to their own inner voice, the subtle whispers that tell them when they need to step back and nurture their own spirit. This self-awareness empowers them to engage in their mission without being consumed by it, preserving their ability to bring comfort and support to others. By prioritizing self-care and fostering balanced relationships, they can remain vibrant, strong, and capable of fulfilling their higher purpose while maintaining their own joy and well-being. If you think back to your childhood and recall a sense of wonder that set you apart from your peers, it may be another sign of your angelic nature. While other children might have been caught up in games and toys, did you find yourself captivated by the mysteries of the universe? Did you look up at the night sky and feel a pull, as though the stars held secrets meant for you alone? This early spiritual inclination often marks those who walk the earth with an angelic mission, From a young age, angels in human form are curious about the deeper meanings of existence. They are naturally drawn to nature, feeling an unexplainable connection to its rhythms and beauty. This connection is not something they learn or acquire. It is as inherent to them as breathing. The rustle of leaves, the lapping of water against a shore, or the chorus of birds at dawn. All these stir something ancient within them, a recognition of the sacred harmony that binds all living things. Angels on earth often feel a profound sense of purpose. They may not always know what form this purpose will take, but there is an unyielding desire to help others that propels them forward. This isn't motivated by accolades or recognition. It comes from a place so deep within that to ignore it would be to deny their very nature. Whether through small acts of kindness or grand gestures, they strive to make the world a more compassionate place. This commitment to service manifests in many ways. Perhaps you volunteer at local shelters or donate to causes close to your heart. Maybe you're the one who offers a shoulder to cry on, or a safe space where friends and strangers alike feel heard and valued. Earth angels are driven by a fundamental belief that true happiness and fulfillment are found in lifting others up. Their joy is rooted in knowing that they've made a difference, even if only in a small way. The same qualities that make angels in human form remarkable also make them vulnerable. Their empathy and compassion often draw them to people who need healing, but not all of these encounters are healthy. They may find themselves in relationships with individuals who take more than they give, draining the angel's energy over time. This inclination to be with partners or friends who are emotionally troubled stems from the belief that their love can be a balm for even the deepest wounds. From an early age, angels in human form often display a unique curiosity that sets them apart from their peers. While other children might be content with toys and games, these individuals are captivated by questions that reach beyond the tangible, pondering life's deeper meanings and mysteries. Their hearts are naturally drawn to the splendor of nature, where they feel an unexplainable yet powerful connection. This bond with the earth and its rhythms is not something they develop over time. It is as innate as breathing, woven into the very fabric of their being. To them, the natural world is more than a backdrop. It is a source of profound insight and solace. The gentle rustle of leaves on a breeze, the rhythmic lapping of water against a shore, or the harmonious call of birds at dawn speaks to them on a level that words cannot touch. Each sound, each sight, resonates deeply, stirring something ancient within their souls, a recognition of the sacred, intricate harmony that ties all living things together. This connection is a reminder that life is more than the rush of human activity. It is a dance of subtle balances and unseen threads. In these quiet moments, surrounded by nature, angels in human form often feel an unshakable sense of belonging, as if the universe itself is whispering secrets meant only for them. It is in the embrace of trees, the shimmer of a morning dew, and the vast expanse of a starlit sky that they find both questions and answers, reaffirming their place in the greater tapestry of existence. This enduring bond to nature feeds their spirit, inspiring acts of kindness and compassion rooted in a deep understanding that everything is interconnected. Through this awareness, they cultivate an empathy that extends to all beings, driven by an instinctive desire to nurture, protect, and harmonize with the world around them. If you've ever found yourself approached by strangers who seem eager to share their stories or seek your advice, it might be more than just happenstance. Angels in human form emit an energy that others are instinctively drawn to, a sense of safety and understanding that encourages even the most reserved individuals to open up. There's a quiet wisdom in their eyes and a gentle assurance in their words that make others feel seen and heard. People can sense this special quality, even if they can't quite articulate what it is. Like moths to a flame, they are irresistibly drawn to your presence, seeking guidance, reassurance, or simply the comfort of being near someone whose energy exudes understanding and warmth. This natural magnetism stems not from anything you say, but from who you are, your essence, imbued with compassion and acceptance. There is an unspoken trust that forms effortlessly, a silent acknowledgement that in your company, burdens become lighter and hearts feel safer. This trust is one of the most profound indicators of an angelic nature. It serves as a powerful reminder that even in moments when you are unaware of the effect you have, your light is quietly at work. Your presence weaves unseen threads of connection, creating a web of solace and hope that touches more lives than you might ever know. It is a testament to the unseen impact of simply being, proof that the subtle light you carry has the power to soothe souls and uplift spirits in ways that transcend words. The most striking trait of angels in human form is their authentic and tireless commitment to the well-being of others. Their compassion is not performative, it runs deep, motivating them to act without any expectation of acknowledgement or reward. It could be a quiet gesture, a kind word, a moment of patient listening, or a small act of service that leaves an indelible mark on someone's life. These acts may seem inconsequential in the moment, but are often monumental to those who receive them. An earth angel's compassion naturally extends beyond just people. It embraces all living beings. Their heart is tuned to the well-being of the entire ecosystem, prompting them to advocate passionately for environmental causes, nurture animals, or stand up for those who cannot voice their needs. This expansive empathy stems from an innate understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. They see the delicate, invisible threads that bind existence together, recognizing that every being, no matter how small, plays a vital role in the world's balance. This profound awareness sets earth angels apart, driving them to act not just for the good of humanity, but for the preservation and harmony of the natural world. They understand that to show kindness and care to one part of the whole is to support and uplift all of it. Whether by speaking out against environmental harm, rescuing and caring for animals, or promoting sustainable practices, their actions echo a deep truth. True compassion knows no boundaries, and real change comes when love extends to every corner of creation. Another hallmark of earth angels is their deep, insatiable curiosity about life's mysteries. They are seekers of meaning, constantly driven to uncover the deeper truths that govern the universe. From an early age, they may have pondered profound questions about life, death, and the nature of suffering. This quest is not just an intellectual pursuit. It is a spiritual journey that shapes their worldview and their approach to life. Angels in human form possess a profound need to understand the purpose behind suffering, both their own and that of others. This yearning is not just an attempt to find personal peace, but a deeper desire to provide meaningful guidance and comfort to those around them. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, they delve into spiritual teachings, philosophical frameworks, and metaphysical concepts, seeking truths that go beyond what is seen or easily explained. Surface-level answers do not satisfy them. Instead, they are drawn to the hidden currents of wisdom that life conceals. They ask the hard questions, grapple with existential dilemmas, and ponder the reasons behind adversity, aiming to illuminate the path for themselves and others. This search enriches their empathy, equipping them with insights that resonate deeply when shared. The wisdom they uncover becomes a beacon of hope and understanding, enabling them to support those in pain with a rare depth of compassion and clarity. This pursuit for meaning transforms them into guides and healers, bridging the gap between despair and hope with the knowledge gained from their own soulful exploration. Despite the weight of their empathy and the challenges that come with it, angels in human form possess an extraordinary ability to find joy. They understand that life is not without its hardships, but they choose to focus on the beauty that exists alongside the pain. They cultivate gratitude for the simple moments, the warmth of the sun on their skin, the sound of laughter shared with loved ones, or the peace of a quiet morning. This resilience is not born out of ignorance or naivety, but from a deliberate, conscious choice to nurture and protect their own spirit. Angels in human form understand that true strength comes from cultivating joy, even amidst life's challenges. They recognize that by choosing joy, they replenish their energy, making them better equipped to share that light and uplift others. This practice of finding happiness becomes a vital part of their ability to continue their compassionate work. Their fulfillment isn't derived from material gains or accolades, but from the profound moments that touch the heart and elevate the soul. They cherish simple pleasures, the warmth of a heartfelt conversation, the beauty of a sunset, or the laughter shared with loved ones. Each moment of joy reinforces their commitment to spreading positivity and serves as a reminder of life's inherent beauty. This deep appreciation for life's intangible blessings allows them to maintain their sense of purpose and continue offering hope, comfort, and love to those around them. It is this intentional embrace of joy that makes their resilience not just enduring, but inspiring to all they meet. If this description resonates with you, if you see glimpses of yourself in these words, then it's time to embrace your calling. Recognize the extraordinary light within you and the impact you have on the world. Understand that your compassion, your empathy, and your unwavering desire to bring comfort are not weaknesses but strengths. Your journey as an angel in human form is one of love, service, and profound connection. Continue to nurture this gift, knowing that even when your path feels challenging, you are never alone. Your mission is vital, your presence a blessing. In a world that often overlooks the power of kindness, your existence is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the divine purpose it can carry. Have you ever wondered why, from your earliest memories, it feels as though the world has been working against you? Why the trials, heartbreaks, and unexpected setbacks have seemed relentless? Let me tell you something profound. The very battles you've faced since birth are the greatest confirmation of your divine calling. The enemy recognized your light long before you did. Before you even understood your purpose, forces of darkness sought to extinguish it. But here's the truth that will change your perspective forever. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Comment 77 below to affirm your resilience and declare your victory. It's time to step into your truth and understand that the attacks on your life have always been deliberate, because you are chosen. From the moment your soul stepped into this earthly journey, the forces of darkness took notice. They saw the light you carry, a divine spark placed within you by the Creator Himself. That light, full of purpose, power, and potential, was never meant to be hidden. It was designed to shine brightly, illuminating paths and breaking chains. But the enemy, ever watchful, recognized the threat you posed to his plans. He began working tirelessly, orchestrating trials, planting seeds of doubt, and crafting obstacles in an attempt to dim that light before you could fully understand its magnitude. Every hardship you faced, every tear you cried, and every piece of your heart that felt shattered was not a coincidence. It was a calculated assault, a strategy to weaken your spirit and rob you of your destiny. Yet, here's the truth the adversary underestimated. God's chosen cannot be defeated. The trials that were meant to break you have only refined you. Like gold in the fire, you have been purified through the flames. Now let us journey deeper into what it truly means to be chosen and why God promises to repay you double for every tear, every struggle, and every moment of pain. From a young age, has you felt life unusually heavy? Have you carried a sense of otherness, noticing what others ignored or feeling as though you were set apart from the crowd? Perhaps you've been told you're too sensitive, too serious, or too aware. These aren't coincidences. The challenges you faced, loneliness, betrayal, rejection, or ridicule, weren't random. They were deliberate attempts by the forces of darkness to shake your foundation before you could understand the magnitude of your purpose. Those early trials were not meant to define your limitations, but to prepare you for something greater. The enemy's strategy was to suppress your light before you even knew it existed. But what the enemy didn't account for is the strength that comes with being chosen. You were never abandoned in those moments of hardship. Instead, you were being molded, refined, and prepared for a calling far beyond the ordinary. Have you experienced recurring signs in your life? Hawks circling in the sky, sudden winds stirring around you during moments of stillness, or even unexplainable feelings of peace amidst chaos. The Bible reminds us that God often uses nature to communicate with his people. Just as the dove descended upon Jesus at his baptism, animals and natural phenomena can carry divine messages. Hawks, with their piercing vision and ability to soar to great heights, may be God's way of reminding you to rise above earthly distractions and embrace the spiritual heights you were designed to reach. These signs are not random occurrences. They are God's whispers, affirming that you've never been alone. The hawk's sharp vision symbolizes the clarity and perspective you are meant to gain through your trials. Its ability to soar above the storms reflects the resilience God is cultivating in you. Each sign is a call to step into your purpose, to trust in what you cannot yet see, and to remember that God's plans for you transcend what the world can comprehend. You were chosen for a reason. The heaviness you felt isn't a curse. It's the weight of greatness being prepared within you. Trust in God's timing and rise to meet the destiny He has placed before you. You were created to soar. Your energy has always been distinct, a radiant force that cannot be ignored. It draws people in, sparking curiosity and admiration in some, and discomfort or envy in others. This isn't a coincidence. Just as Joseph's brothers were envious of his dreams and the favor upon his life, your uniqueness has stirred strong reactions from those around you. Some celebrate the light you carry, while others, feeling threatened, seek to diminish it. These responses are not random. They're a testament to the divine power within you. When God places His hand on your life, it does not go unnoticed, not by people, and certainly not by the spiritual forces that oppose His work. The enemy recognized your light long before you even became aware of it. Much like Pharaoh sought to destroy Moses as a baby, sensing the threat he would one day pose to his kingdom, forces have been at work to extinguish your potential before it could fully manifest. You may have faced rejection, betrayal, or even seasons of isolation, and wondered why the journey seemed so much harder for you than for others. But know this: the trials you've endured were not meant to break you. They were meant to refine you. Each hardship, though painful, has been part of a divine process to prepare you. Like gold tested in fire, your spirit has been strengthened and purified. The very struggles that seemed designed to destroy you have instead deepened your faith, sharpened your wisdom, and forged an unshakable resilience within you. They've made you a vessel through which God's glory can shine even brighter. Just as Joseph's path to his destiny was filled with obstacles, from being sold into slavery to being falsely accused and imprisoned, your challenges have been stepping stones, not roadblocks. And just as Joseph's trials positioned him to save nations, your hardships are preparing you for a purpose greater than you can imagine. Your light is no accident. It is the mark of someone chosen, set apart to do extraordinary things for God's kingdom. So, do not be discouraged by opposition. It's a sign of the greatness within you. With each trial, God is drawing you closer to His purpose, transforming every wound into a testimony, every loss into gain, and every setback into a setup for His glory. Deep within you lies a reservoir of divine power, a sacred inheritance passed down through generations, rooted in the promises of God. This isn't merely a poetic idea. It is your spiritual DNA, carefully and intentionally woven into your being by the Creator. You are not ordinary. You are marked by heaven. This inheritance carries the weight of purpose, potential, and power, designed to fulfill a divine mission that only you can accomplish. The enemy recognizes this, which is why they have worked tirelessly to distract, discourage, and detour you from your path. They fear what will happen when you fully awaken to your identity in Christ and step boldly into your calling. They know that the moment you grasp the depth of who you are and the authority you carry, their plans are powerless against you. But here is where the enemy's strategy always fails. Your gifts and purpose are protected by God Himself. Just as Daniel was unharmed in the lion's den because God sent his angel to shut the mouths of the lions, so too are you surrounded by divine protection. The trials and challenges you faced were never signs of God's absence but proof of his faithfulness. He has shielded you through battles that should have overwhelmed you, ensuring that no weapon formed against you can prosper. Every attack against you only serves to highlight the magnitude of your purpose. The intensity of the opposition is a direct reflection of the power and significance of the calling on your life. Take heart in this truth. The God who called you is the same God who sustains and protects you. No force of darkness can touch what he has ordained, and your victory is already secured in his hands. Reflect on the moments of betrayal, heartbreak, and loss. These are some of the deepest wounds a soul can endure. The enemy, cunning and strategic, often uses those closest to us, family, friends, mentors, or protectors, to deliver these blows. Why? Because betrayal from someone you trust cuts deeper than any outside attack. A broken heart, weighed down by feelings of abandonment or betrayal, is one of the hardest wounds to heal. Perhaps you've experienced betrayal by family members, endured abandonment by friends you thought would always be there, or suffered abuse from those entrusted to protect you. These acts of cruelty were not random. They were calculated attacks designed to weaken your foundation and dim your light before you could fully grasp the depth of your calling. Yet, what the enemy underestimated was your resilience. Each attempt to break you has only served to strengthen your resolve and refine your spirit. Just as Joseph faced betrayal at the hands of his own brothers, who sold him into slavery, God has used what was meant for your harm to prepare you for greater purpose. The very wounds meant to destroy you have become the source of your wisdom, your compassion, and your strength. Your journey is not without reason. Every trial, every scar, has shaped you into someone capable of carrying the weight of a divine mission. The heartbreaks that seemed insurmountable have equipped you with empathy for others, and the betrayals have taught you the value of loyalty and discernment. Like Joseph, you are rising, not despite the pain, but because of it. God is using every broken piece to build something extraordinary, transforming your wounds into testimonies and your struggles into triumphs. You were created for this, and nothing the enemy has thrown at you can stop what God has ordained. Every trial you've endured has been like gold purified by fire, as Malachi 3:3 reminds us. The hardships you've faced were never meant to destroy you, but to refine you, to strip away what is temporary and reveal the eternal strength within. Just as gold becomes more valuable through intense heat, your struggles have been part of a divine process to shape and prepare you. The pain, the setbacks, and the moments of despair were never wasted. They were tools in God's hands, refining your character and sharpening your purpose. Look at where you stand now, stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you ever thought possible. Each struggle has revealed the unshakable core of who you are, a foundation rooted in faith and perseverance. The very moments that threaten to break you have instead built a strength that can withstand life's storms. You are living proof that what was meant to harm you, God has used to prepare you for something greater. The Apostle Paul's words in 2 Corinthians 4:8 ring true. We are hard-pressed on every side but not crushed, perplexed but not in despair. This scripture echoes the resilience of your journey. You have been pressed by trials, yet you've remained unbroken. You've faced confusion and uncertainty, yet you've never lost hope. These challenges have not been pointless. They've been the training ground for the purpose God has for your life. Now, as you move forward, recognize that the fire that once seemed unbearable has only refined you into a vessel ready to carry the weight of God's glory. Every tear, every battle, and every scar has brought you closer to the person you were created to be. What lies ahead is greater than anything behind you, for God has prepared you for a purpose that will not only bless you, but impact countless others. You are His masterpiece, and your story is far from over. As you continue to rise, something profound begins to stir within you. a deep and undeniable awakening to your purpose. It's as though the veil has been lifted, and the pieces of your life that once seemed scattered and chaotic now fit together in a divine tapestry. Like Esther, who discovered that she was chosen for such a time as this, you are stepping into a season of clarity and realization. Each challenge, every hardship, and even the moments of doubt were never wasted. They were all preparing you for this moment, shaping you into someone capable of stepping boldly into your divine role. This awakening is not just about recognizing your purpose, it is about embracing the responsibility that comes with it. Just as Esther's rise to the throne wasn't for her benefit alone, but for the salvation of her people, your journey is not solely for you. God has been raising you up, not just as a beacon of hope for yourself, but as a guide for those who are still navigating their own storms. Your story, filled with its victories and its scars, becomes a roadmap for others who are searching for a way forward. This calling requires courage and faith. It means standing firm in your truth, even when the weight of responsibility feels heavy. It means walking with humility, understanding that the strength you carry is not yours alone, but a reflection of God working through you. And it means choosing to be a vessel of light, even when the darkness around you seems overwhelming. As you rise, remember that your journey is a testament to God's faithfulness. You have been chosen for a purpose greater than you can imagine. Every lesson you've learned, every battle you've overcome, is equipping you to lead, inspire, and transform the lives of others. This is your moment to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. The trials you've faced have not gone unnoticed by God. Every tear you've cried, every silent struggle you've endured, and every moment of doubt that weighed on your heart has been seen by the one who never leaves or forsakes you. God is not only aware of your pain, He is actively working to turn it into something extraordinary. Just as He restored Job, giving him twice as much as he had before, He promises restoration for you. What you have lost will be returned in ways far greater than you can imagine. Your season of restoration is here. This restoration isn't limited to material blessings, although God is fully capable of meeting every need. It is so much more than that. Your inheritance includes spiritual abundance, divine wisdom, and unshakable peace. The scars from your trials are being transformed into marks of triumph, and the burdens you carried are being replaced with joy and purpose. The pain that once felt unbearable is now the very soil in which God is planting seeds of strength, resilience, and faith. Proverbs 24:16 reminds us, "Though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again." This promise is the story of your life. No matter how many times you've stumbled, God's grace has lifted you, teaching you that no setback, no failure, and no opposition can thwart His plans for your life. Every fall has been a lesson, every trial a chapter in your testimony, and every moment of doubt an opportunity for His power to shine through. Now, as you step into your season of restoration, remember that your rising is not by your strength alone, but by God's unfailing faithfulness. What lies ahead is greater than anything behind you. He is restoring what was lost, redeeming what was broken, and multiplying what was taken. The promise of Job's story is your promise too. God's restoration is always greater than the loss. Your journey is far greater than you. It's a story of breaking generational cycles, rewriting patterns of pain and struggle, and building a legacy of light, prosperity, and purpose. Each step you take in faith is not just for your benefit, but for those who will come after you. In Deuteronomy 39, God promises to prosper you abundantly in all the work of your hands. This promise doesn't stop with you. It extends to your children and their children, ensuring that blessings flow through your lineage for generations to come. Just as King David gathered resources for the temple Solomon would later build, you are laying a foundation for something greater than yourself. David never saw the completed temple, yet his faithfulness and preparation ensured its success. In the same way, the choices you make today, the sacrifices, the prayers, the persistence in the face of adversity, are paving the way for those who follow. Your life is a cornerstone in a structure that will stand for years to come. Breaking generational cycles is not easy. It often means confronting the pain of the past and refusing to repeat the patterns that once defined your family's story. But with God's guidance, you are transforming those broken places into building blocks of healing and restoration. You are setting a new standard, creating a heritage of faith, hope, and abundance that will ripple through time. Your legacy isn't just about material success. It's about spiritual prosperity, divine wisdom, and a foundation rooted in God's promises. What you do now will echo in eternity, shaping the lives of your descendants and inspiring others to walk boldly in their purpose. This is your moment to prepare the way, just as David did, ensuring that the blessings you fought for become the inheritance of those you love. Now is the time to step fully into your power. The world is waiting for the light only you can bring. Remember, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The divine hand that created you has equipped you with everything needed to fulfill your mission. Rise with confidence, knowing that every challenge has prepared you for this moment. The enemy's attacks were never a sign of your weakness, but a testament to your strength. You are chosen, protected, and destined for greatness. Walk boldly into your calling, for the world is waiting for your light to shine. If this message resonates with you, comment Amen below to affirm your commitment to embracing your divine purpose. Let us walk this path together, inspiring others to rise and fulfill their own destinies. Thank you for being a part of this community of faith and purpose. If this message has encouraged you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting content. Together, we can continue to grow, inspire, and fulfill the incredible plans God has for each of us. Your support means so much. Thank you, and God bless you. Stop scrolling for just a moment. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to consider a powerful possibility. That you're here, right now, feeling the deep ache of separation from someone you thought would always be close. Your mom. Perhaps you've wrestled with the feeling that something precious has been torn from you, that a bond you once relied upon seems distant or unreachable. And yet, what if this distance, this undeniable gap, is not random? What if it is part of a divine design, carefully woven into the fabric of your life, not as a punishment, but as a path to something greater? The pain you carry, the isolation that weighs on your heart, it may not be as meaningless as it feels in your darkest moments. Every tear you've shed, every moment of loneliness, could be a refining fire, sent not to break you down but to shape you for a unique purpose that no one else can fulfill. God may have set you apart, chosen you for something so powerful that it requires a strength and resilience forged only through difficulty. This isn't the path everyone else walks, and maybe it isn't supposed to be. Have you ever considered that every hardship, every painful memory, has been like stepping stones leading you toward a destiny that only God can fully see? When we feel abandoned or misunderstood, it's natural to wonder if there's any purpose in it all. But what if these very struggles are the groundwork for a future that requires a unique type of strength, a strength few can understand, because few have walked this same path? Since childhood, you may have felt a unique distance, a chasm between you and your mother, something so deep, it often seemed unbridgeable. While others around you shared moments of warmth and comfort with their families, perhaps you found yourself standing on the outside, feeling the ache of loneliness and questioning why you felt so alone. It's a feeling that is difficult to explain and even harder to carry, making you wonder if you are somehow unworthy or undeserving of love and acceptance. But what if this distance, this feeling of separation, was never a sign of abandonment or rejection? What if it was, instead, an indication of something profound, a signal that God has chosen you for a special purpose that requires a path unlike any other? This isn't a punishment. It's preparation. God is not keeping you away from love. He's carving out space for a love far beyond human understanding. He's stripping away earthly distractions to prepare you to fully receive his purpose. Through the absence, he speaks with clarity, drawing you closer to him. From a young age, you may have sensed that your path was different, marked by a unique calling that set you apart from others. While many around you found their strength and identity within the warmth of family bonds, you felt a deeper pull, a divine nudge guiding you to lean solely on God. This sense of separation may have felt isolating at times, but it was never a mark of weakness or inadequacy. Instead, it was God's way of building a strength in you that could only come through solitude and dependence on Him alone. Think of this isolation as a training ground, much like that of a warrior being prepared for a mission that requires focus, resilience, and unbreakable faith. In solitude, a warrior is stripped of comforts, left with only the essentials, so that strength and skill can be honed without distraction. In the same way, God has allowed this space of separation in your life, removing certain attachments so that you can rely fully on Him. He is stripping away any dependencies that might hinder your calling, ensuring that your faith is anchored firmly in Him. Through this experience, God is teaching you resilience, a deep inner strength that does not waver under pressure. Each moment of solitude becomes a lesson, each challenge a stepping stone, building within you the character and endurance necessary for the higher purpose He has in store. This process may feel isolating, but it is a sacred preparation, a refining season where God is shaping you to stand strong, fully reliant on His guidance and grace. You are being prepared for something extraordinary, something that requires you to walk a path less traveled. God is calling you to trust Him deeply, to find your identity, your strength, and your purpose in Him alone. In this space of separation, He is forming you into someone who can withstand trials, rise above challenges, and fulfill a calling that goes beyond the ordinary. This path may be different, but it is designed with divine intention, preparing you to step into a life marked by purpose and guided by His unfailing hand. The love you've longed for, the family connection you may have envied in others. It's not that God ignored your need. He saw it and chose to fill it Himself with a love that is perfect, unchanging, and unfailing. He needed you free from the limitations of earthly attachment because your calling requires a different kind of strength. Others may find comfort in constant affirmation, but you've been sustained by something deeper, the unshakable power of God's love. Picture yourself on a battlefield, a soldier trained in isolation for a war you may not have fully understood. While others leaned on their mothers, you learned to fight alone. In the emptiness left by human absence, you discovered a divine fullness, a love that doesn't fade, a connection that doesn't break. Every tear, every sleepless night spent questioning your worth. These were all part of a grander plan to prepare you for a strength and resilience others cannot match. Your mother's distance, her absence, was not an accident. Each struggle, each wordless conflict, each cold silence, they were tools, divine chisels breaking away the unnecessary to reveal the masterpiece within. You were not just hurt, you were sharpened. Every argument, every cutting remark, every emotional sabotage was a lesson in standing firm. Through these challenges, God was cultivating within you a resilience that runs deep. He was teaching you not to be easily swayed, preparing you to hold steadfastly to your identity and purpose, even when faced with opposition. The adversity wasn't meant to crush you, but to build within you an unwavering strength and a profound sense of self that could only emerge through the fire. In every hurt, there was a refining, a way to transform the pain into power, the wounds into wisdom, and to reveal the strength God always saw in you. The pain you felt wasn't meant to define you, but to refine you. Your struggles with your mother weren't just personal. They were cosmic clashes, battles between who you are called to be and who the world would have you remain. Perhaps you were wounded by criticism that seemed relentless, by manipulations that twisted your heart, by coldness that left you questioning your worth. These were not random hardships. They were intentional wounds meant to prepare you for a purpose far beyond the ordinary. Through these wounds, God has forged an armor around you. Others may falter under the weight of life's pressures, but you have already endured the furnace's heat, and it has only made you stronger. This is why your path has been different, harder. You were never meant to lean on human validation. God needed you to seek your worth in Him alone. Your identity isn't tied to earthly approval, but is rooted in the Creator who shaped you with divine purpose. The strained words, the unspoken coldness, they were chisels that shaped you, removing parts that would hinder your calling. Through the pain, God was strengthening you, making you resilient, unbreakable. You may have felt abandoned, but in reality, God was present, molding you into a vessel for His work. Every tear, every lonely moment served as a sacred tool, refining you into who you were meant to be. Perhaps you've wondered, why? Why did the relationship with your mother seem so fraught with pain, as if it was destined to leave a lasting ache? The answer, though complex in feeling, is both simple and profound. God never intended for your sense of self, your identity, to be shaped by her approval or acceptance. Her role in your life, with all its imperfections and limitations, was never meant to be the foundation of your worth or the lens through which you see yourself. Instead, her limitations were a divine sign, a reminder of the insufficiency of earthly relationships and of the way human bonds can fall short. Each moment of distance, each unmet need, was gently guiding you toward something far greater, toward Him. God used the limitations in your relationship with your mother to reveal a powerful truth. Human connections, as meaningful as they are, cannot be the ultimate source of our identity or worth. While others may have found their confidence or validation within family bonds, God had a different path in mind for you. He allowed this distance not as punishment, but as preparation, gently leading you to discover that your true value comes from Him alone. He wanted you to know that your identity is firmly rooted in His love, a love that is constant, complete, and unfailing. In those moments when you sought validation from her and were met with disappointment, God was drawing you closer, teaching you to find your security and purpose in Him. This separation is not a mark of failure or loss. It is a sacred invitation to be grounded in something more lasting than any human relationship. God has called you to a unique journey, one that begins with Him and finds its fulfillment in His purpose for your life. Perhaps you've wondered, why? Why did the relationship with your mother seem so fraught with pain, as if it was destined to leave a lasting ache? The answer, though complex in feeling, is both simple and profound. God never intended for your sense of self, your identity, to be shaped by her approval or acceptance. Her role in your life, with all its imperfections and limitations, was never meant to be the foundation of your worth or the lens through which you see yourself. Instead, her limitations were a divine sign, a reminder of the insufficiency of earthly relationships and of the way human bonds can fall short. Each moment of distance, each unmet need, was gently guiding you toward something far greater, toward Him. God used the limitations in your relationship with your mother to reveal a powerful truth. Human connections, as meaningful as they are, cannot be the ultimate source of our identity or worth. While others may have found their confidence or validation within family bonds, God had a different path in mind for you. He allowed this distance not as punishment, but as preparation, gently leading you to discover that your true value comes from Him alone. He wanted you to know that your identity is firmly rooted in His love, a love that is constant, complete, and unfailing. In those moments when you sought validation from her and were met with disappointment, God was drawing you closer, teaching you to find your security and purpose in Him. This separation is not a mark of failure or loss. It is a sacred invitation to be grounded in something more lasting than any human relationship. God has called you to a unique journey, one that begins with Him and finds its fulfillment in His purpose for your life. This separation, this divine pruning, is God's way of preparing you for the next level. It may feel like isolation, but it's the sacred ground where transformation happens. God has stripped away earthly ties that once defined you, removing anything that could limit the purpose He has in mind for you. Every moment of separation, every tear, is a tool in God's hands, shaping you into a vessel strong enough to carry His purpose. Think of yourself as metal, heated and hammered to become unbreakable. This process is not punishment, it's refinement, burning away vulnerabilities that could hinder your mission. The relationships that once defined you, that may have even limited you, are being removed. You are being promoted to a higher calling that demands more from you than you could ever have imagined. In the spaces left by human absence, God's presence becomes undeniable and profoundly comforting. Where earthly love may have faltered, God's love fills every empty corner, reaching into the depths of your heart in ways no human connection ever could. The voids left by relationships that may have fallen short were never meant to remain empty. They are intentional spaces designed for God to fill, to demonstrate that His love alone is all-encompassing and sufficient to meet your every need. God has not allowed this separation or distance to harm you, but has instead used it as an invitation to draw you nearer to Him. The limitations of your earthly mother, her inability to meet every emotional or spiritual need, are not reflections of any inadequacy in you. Rather, they are gentle reminders that your deepest needs were always meant to be fulfilled by your Heavenly Father. The love you seek, the security you crave, and the understanding that often feels elusive are all perfectly found in Him. This separation highlights a sacred truth, that God's role in your life is unique and irreplaceable. Where human relationships are bound by limitations and imperfections, God's love remains unwavering, endlessly patient, and without condition. Through this experience, He is showing you that your worth and identity are rooted in Him, not in the validation or understanding of others. In every space where human love could not reach, God's presence grows stronger, filling your life with a love that heals, sustains, and affirms your true value. He is drawing you closer, teaching you to depend on Him completely, and showing you that He alone can fulfill the desires of your heart in ways that are eternal, pure, and boundless. God wanted your dependence to be on Him alone, not diluted by human affections. Through every tear, every moment of silence, He was building in you a spiritual resilience, a strength that is anchored in an unshakable foundation. This separation isn't a punishment or a mark of failure. It's a divine calling to rely on God alone. You are chosen, set apart, refined through every moment of loneliness and heartache. This separation is proof of your calling. It's a divine preparation, a sacred crucible where God has been molding you into the vessel He needs. Your pain isn't in vain. It's a testimony, a witness to the work God is doing within you. Embrace this truth. Walk boldly in the knowledge that your story is part of a grand design. Let your journey, your growth, be a light for others who feel the weight of separation. In every hardship, trust that God's plan is perfect, that He is using every moment to shape you for a purpose beyond what you can see. Step forward with courage, knowing that you are not defined by the wounds of the past, but by the divine calling that marks your life.